everybody's doing well. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Mic check. Mic check 1 2. I got my phone in my lap. I'm on my way home, guys. Man, I feel like I'm so filled with the juice. Man, I can't let it loose. It's way too much juice. I gotta say this, man. Like I love the fact that everybody on TikTok is coming together. We are assembling. You know, what do you call it? What do you call it? They had like about 18 Marvel movies with these motherfuckers assembled. Excuse my language. Sorry, TikTok. 18, it's about 18, 20 of these Marvel movies, y'all. Of these folks assembling, man. We gotta assemble. We got to assemble. What else we gonna do? We gonna Are we gonna keep going into court? Because they assemble like hell in the court. They are assembled like hell in the court. I've noticed that. I've witnessed that firsthand. You better believe every single one of them in that court they got a role to play. Oh, I'm the prosecutor. I'm the lawyer. I'm the judge. Man, get out of here. There's no justice being administered there, bro. It's only business. It's only business. These people are conducting business. Shine, what's going on with your case, love? Cat baby, what's up?
How you doing?
Let me know if you get like an annoying like a reverberation or an echo.
Okay, will do.
Oh, damn, did I miss my exit? How you been?
I'm okay.
From the
How are
court?
you?
What's happening?
From
Anybody got something they need to get off their chest? Is there anything that you ladies have to get off your chest?
No, I'm good.
Well, I got some things I gotta get off my chest.
Let's hear it.
Alright. Well, I want to have the consent of the people before I move. Right? So one of my homegirls, her mom just died, and we just went to like spend time with her before. I just went to spend time with her, and I don't know if you have ever lost anybody, but that shit sucks, you know. And I don't mean to take it away from like the court stuff, because I know we all have court stuff. We forget about that everyday thing, you know. Like I'm trying to figure out a way to close my case out, and I think I found it. And if it works, I'm gonna report it back to the people, right? But hearing that my homegirl, her mom died, man, and my dad died like 2 years ago, and it's like, you know, what did they die for? They ain't died for nothing. Like I'm trying to claim my dad's estate, and I'm trying to tell her to claim her mom's estate, and it's just like, everybody look at you like you're crazy. Claim your mom's estate. What are you talking about? I mean, what do you mean? What am I talking about? I don't know, man. Like, does anybody feel me? Like, I feel like the more stuff that I learn, the more stuff that I just want to talk to people about. But like, you know, when you go out, nobody else wants to talk about this stuff. Nobody. That's why, like, you know, I gotta go live just to see what my people are thinking about it. It's like not your name, but say your loved one died. Can you claim their name, put it up underneath your name, and then start as an authorized representative, start doing business under their name? You know? I'm like, why are we gonna change? Why are we gonna change the name on the account? Like, Pop's name is on all the accounts, so like, let me just claim his name and do business as authorized representative or the executive. I mean, like these folks in like say like politics and all of that, I kind of feel like they are doing all of this. They know how to navigate all of this, but meanwhile we over here going live just to figure it out. It's not fair, bro. That's not fair. I just want to live free. I don't want nobody to mess with me. As long as I don't hurt or harm nobody, I should not be. You know, I shouldn't be dragged into some court and be labeled as a criminal. Like, they labeling me as a criminal. And I ain't hurt nobody. I ain't hurt nobody in my entire life. My entire life. I've never hurt nobody. Well, physically, or, you know, like, judicially, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just talking, guys. I'm just trying to get things started up here.
I feel you.
I'm trying to get things started up because, like, the only reason I started this TikTok, people, was because I had a court case, and all I was doing was sitting around looking at YouTube, because I never watched TV anyway. I was always working. You know, I was a computer programmer. I was building casino slot games, and that's all I did. Like, I didn't care about the TV, man. It's all about, yo, let's get this next sprint out, or let's finish this job so I can, you know, get this bonus so I can just go, you know, live that life that, you know, everybody wants to live. But, you know, then I got arrested. And then, like, when you get arrested and your freedom is on the line, and these people are talking about putting you in jail, like, and I haven't hurt anybody. But they're trying to put me in jail. That kind of woke me up to the point where it was like, but like, you know what the thing was? I used to always have money because I've been doing the corporate thing for the last 20 years, and I did well in the corporate thing. I did very well in the corporate thing. I'm getting like 100 and at least 10 grand a year off the last contract that I worked. You know, and everything was good until you get arrested. And then like that kick in the chest just wakes you up. It just wake you up. Especially when you go into the courtroom and you see how they just shuffle like 70 people through there. 70 people. Like, I went to go get my transcript from the court reporter, and it's not me saying 70, it's her. She's the court reporter, so she was supposedly transcripting every case. And she said to me herself, I've got to go through 70 cases to make sure I can bill you in order for you to get the transcript. It took me a week to get that transcript because she probably had to listen to all of that until she heard all of my appearances, right? Appearances. Like, I'm appearing. I'm not appearing like, to me, I'm not appearing, I'm being. You can see me, bro. I'm self-evident. I am a being. You know what I mean? Like, when you appear, what does that mean? You have an appearance. Oh man, it's like you start listening to the words that they use, and it's like, wow. They are really not calling me into this court. They're not calling me. How can I appear? I'm already here. How can I appear? I am already here. And everybody in this courtroom can see me. But you want me to appear. You want me to make an appearance. I mean, I start listening to the words they speak, bro. Like, here's the thing. All of the stuff that we're doing, we ain't doing nothing but acting like lawyers. We ain't doing nothing but acting like lawyers, filing motions, even going into the court. We're acting like lawyers. And you see how they put that pro se on you. They're going to force that pro se on you. Pro per, that's not even a real thing. Really? Really? Pro per is not a real thing? Wow. We're like, hey, y'all, don't let me run my voice. I'm tired of going into the court and arguing, right? Because like I'm working with, like, let me just get this out, and then like, please people talk to me because I need to hear the voice of these people right now. Because there's a guy, right? There's a couple of guys, there's at least 3 or 4 guys right now that are in jail. One of them was a guy that was trying to help another guy to get out of jail, and they put him in jail. So like, what's gonna happen to me? What's gonna happen to me? But
I tell you the craziest thing I experienced. I mean, I hear everybody going in and special appearance and all that stuff. And when I walked in there and said that I was there under special appearance for the matter at hand, I mean, the judge looked right at me and shook his head at me. And I was like, it must mean something.
wait, what did you say? You said to him?
When they called roll or whatever, all I said was, I'm here under special appearance for the matters at hand. And he looked right at me and shook his head at me.
Right.
And then before the DA finished up with me, he walked out of the courtroom.
So what was the end result of the whole encounter, if you will?
I mean, they voluntarily dismissed mine.
Really? What was the charge?
I mean, it wasn't nothing but an expired license. I mean, I ain't had one in 10 years. But, I mean, I did a whole bunch of paperwork and stuff. And they, the main one you go to at traffic stuff like that, you're basically just walking through this room and just paying them or whatever. Well, when I went in there, they just already moved my court date over to the big court. And like you said, normally when you go in there, it's slammed with people. And when I went into the one I was in, there wasn't about 7 of us in there. It was like they didn't want me to be in there with other people.
So did you probably had found something, or you made some kind of move to let them know that you ain't one to just be in there with all of the lemons.
Well, I mean, I rescinded the ticket and I wrote up a 32-page affidavit and I sent it to the cop with a conditional acceptance, and I sent it to the cop and the chief and the city attorney and the clerk of court, and I told them if they mess with me anymore, it's like $3 million, and I rebutted the 12 presumptions, and I recorded it all, and then I entered it all into the case with certified copies. But
and what was the charge?
Do what?
What was the charge? It was like something to do with the license or something, right?
Yeah, I got like a refusal. I mean, I didn't blow or whatever. I got a refusal like in 2014, and I did everything they wanted me to do, and then they still wanted me to have a blow box, but with a refusal, you don't have to. I don't know. Anyway, I went down there twice, and they wouldn't give me my license, and I just said the heck with it and got the passport.
Right.
And I don't know what part of it did what it did, but something worked.
Right. See, like, hold on, bro. Like, I'm glad you said that. I'm very glad you said that because my court case is cold right now. I had a jury trial. They scheduled me for a jury trial. I showed up to the jury trial. I said, I'm not scared of you monkeys. I'm going to show up to the jury trial. And I'm going to stand at the bar because I'm not going to participate in it because I never agreed to it in the first place. Now you got to understand, like when they start asking you, do you agree? What are they asking you? No, excuse me. Do you understand? Are they asking you, do you comprehend or do you understand the words that's coming out of my mouth? No.
Or you stand under those charges and you stand under them, basically.
And that's one thing. That's one thing.
Okay.
And, no, but like here's the thing. I agree with that too. But what I know about do you understand means are you under agreement?
Yeah.
Because when I sat in there, bro, like what's your name, man? Your TikTok name.
Eli.
I just want to make sure I can.
It's Eli Creed. I got a concrete business, but Eli is my last name. Yeah.
Right. But when I sat in there and I went to my court case and I watched them shuffle those people through the court. One thing I noticed is they always put you under oath. But do you know if they are under oath? Right? We already know the prosecutor isn't under oath. Right? Because the prosecutor is representing the state. Right?
Yep.
But do you know if the judge is under oath? You don't know.
Very true.
You don't know. That judge is an administrator. That judge we had a judicial court since 1871. And don't quote me on that. I just know that the Civil War never ended.
Yep.
And all of these courts, especially on the state level, that you might find remedy on the federal level, because these people are supposed to have an oath. But what binds a state to the oath? It would have to be the state's constitution. This is what I'm thinking. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that state constitution is bound by the supremacy clause to the federal constitution. But none of these people have oaths on the state level. The first thing you ever, to me, if you go to a court, before you ever cross that motherfucking bar, excuse my language, TikTok, you ask that judge if they have a valid oath of office, and can you please recite it on the record? Because I need to know that my rights are protected. I need to know that you are sworn to protect my rights, because that's what the Constitution is all about. It's not for us. We keep quoting it like it's for us. No, it's for you. You need to limit your scope of authority, judge, right? If you still may calling yourself a judge, but do you have an oath of office? And should I even proceed if you don't? Like, I'm not going there, I'm not answering neighboring calls, I'm not doing anything. I want to make sure you people who are claiming to say that you are saying that you be can prove it.
Yep. I started invoking my rights as soon as I stood up, and they called me up there. And I told them, basically, I, Samuel Newton Eli, claim, retain, and invoke all of my creator-given unalienable rights, titles, privileges, immunities, defenses, and powers. I mean, I just started rolling it off when I got up there. But, I mean, they didn't try to get me past the bar. They just got me up there trying to talk to me in the quiet, basically. I was the only one they did that with.
right?
I jumped in halfway in the conversation. What was going on?
What's
But
happening,
I
Mo?
know our
What's going
cops,
on, Mo? What's happening, Mo?
I know our police,
What up,
man,
though?
they take an oath to the Constitution, but then they take a whole nother second oath that basically goes completely against that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Mr. Difficult, I think you might be right about the state judges being oathed to their constitution of the state, because I got a motion hearing on Monday and I'm fucking freaking out, but I gotta figure out some stuff to do.
Well, tell me,
Or
wait, first of all, what's the charge?
menacing with a weapon.
All right, you're going to have to give us more than that, brother.
Essentially,
Speak your case.
it's a menacing with a weapon, harassment, and then another charge. But I'm not gonna mention that charge.
So what does menacing mean? Define menacing, because I don't know. Because I've never had a menacing charge.
You would have to check it with Georgia, and since you're in Georgia, it might be a little bit more blunt. But here in Colorado, where I'm at, menacing means that
Nah, but hold on, like, check
cause,
it. Essentially, what I'm asking you is, did you hurt anybody, brother? And if you did, you got to pay the piper.
that's the thing, though. That's the thing, though. Hurt can mean many things in court or in law. Somebody can claim mental injury, and that I can't figure out how to get around that.
That's my thing, bro. Like, I just hosted a class on getting out of jail, and I learned a lot. I learned a couple of gems on how to keep people out. But I ain't trying to get the wrong people out of jail. If I get you out of jail, right? If I figure out how to get everybody out of jail, and then you get out of jail and you hurt somebody else, what does that make me look like?
No, I hear you totally, completely. But my thing is that alleged victims can lie too, and they can claim mental injury because then that gives them protection as a victim.
Well, I think what it all boils down, child, like, let's just think about the facts here, right? Because, look, here's the thing, right? A dude, and I want to reach out to him because this guy is going through it. He's facing losing custody of his kids, and all he wants to do is argue. And if you go in there and argue, that's why they want to put a lawyer on you, because no one can argue like a lawyer.
Yeah, because you're creating controversy.
You're creating the controversy. And they want you to plead. It's nothing but plea bargains.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly, right?
Have you looked into the documents that are filed in the case and whether who is, you're saying that you harmed has a affidavit put in there where they're sworn independently of perjury?
Right, that's what I'm trying to get to. Is there anybody who's bringing a real claim against you, or is the state trying to come in and monetize this controversy? Because that's all they can do.
I believe that this criminal case is the state trying to bring in monetizing the controversy, and then
is there an injured party on the other side? Is the plaintiff actually representing a real living person on the other side?
They have a witness who is a real living person, yes.
No,
but
I don't care about witnesses.
Not
a witness. Yeah. Not a witness. Do they have somebody who has sworn to say that, hey, this guy actually did something against you? Or is it the state that's bringing?
There's a police report with the guy saying he's a victim, and the prosecutor is using him as the victim and witness.
Well, where is this guy? Please produce this guy. I need this guy to show up.
So as far as I know, he's been showing up through video call, through the courts, because they allow that shit here.
Okay, so there is an actual victim. Honestly, bro, I honestly don't know what to do about that, because I've never hurt or damaged anyone in my life. I don't know what to do.
I've never damaged anybody either. He's not even damaged. He wasn't injured. He claims he was in fear for his life, but he's lying.
Well, regardless of that police report, any of that, there has to be an affidavit where he has described what happened, and he's got to sign it under penalty of perjury for there to be a claim or anything. And if it's the state, you hit them with Trinity versus Pagliaro. I mean, statements from counsel, whether oral and brief, are not sufficient enough for summary judgment or whatever. I can't even remember what all it is right now. But that DA,
Hey, John, you're doing good.
he can't even talk.
So they try to stonewall me and say that the police report is considered an affidavit.
Did they sign it under penalty of perjury? No.
As far as I know from here, I'm in Colorado, so everything's different out here. Like they try to hide the facts, and all
They're just
the
hoping you don't know.
officials do is gaslight.
Bro, I'll tell you this one thing, because I sat in that courtroom, right, and I watched how they conduct business. Because it's calm down, Nigel. Like, I watched how they conduct business. Because this ain't judicial in any way. This is all business. Now they made the cop, they make all the police officers go under oath. They make the police take the stand. But does the prosecutor take the stand? Does the prosecutor? Nobody has oath. They hire these goons. They hire these mindless goons. And I watched this cop because the cop could not ruin his relationship with the state, and he could not perjure himself. So the cop was dancing around, not for him, not for the state, but for him and the estate.
Well, yeah, if he doesn't, then he's gonna get in trouble.
I felt bad for the guy because he has no idea what he's doing.
Well, the cop has no first-hand knowledge of what went on anyway. It's nothing but hearsay.
No, the cop does because the cop is there. But
no, in his case, that cop wasn't there when they're saying that he injured those people or whatever. That cop wasn't there.
Okay.
No,
yeah.
in my case, I was arrested a week later, so there was no cops involved until a week later.
So that's all hearsay.
Exactly. That's true. But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys.
Against me, as in video evidence.
Here's the thing, guys. Like, here's the thing. What I'm going to start promoting on my lives is like, let's not argue any of that. Because that is irrelevant. Because what are they actually doing? They're not saying, oh, well, you broke the law or anything like that. They are conducting business.
Truth and facts don't matter at all.
It doesn't, because why? They are conducting business. It has nothing to do with justice. It has nothing to do with the Constitution. It has nothing to do with your rights. All it is business. And business, not personal.
Then the proper question would be, how do we alleviate, or how do we conduct the business to where we can get it all set off?
Well, I mean, are you setting it off?
Without being criminal.
Well, you could probably set it off. You could do whatever you need to do, but you could probably get out of there with all the liability left on them, and you just walk out. Because what are they actually doing? Like, please, guys, I'm just learning this. So don't take me for
Hey, me too. Hey, me too. I feel you.
Right, but don't take this as a grain of salt. It's not legal advice, but all I know is what I have experienced, and that's all I can speak on. Because I went into the I went into that room.
I mean, it's already past that point. I have a motions hearing on Monday.
It is the same advice.
It's already past that point.
Wait, what is the motion? What is the motion? What is a motion? A motion is a request. Here's the thing.
Motions are requests.
Whether you believe in the court, whether you believe in the court system or not, when you show up to that court system, you are the only person in that room. And I hate to use the word person. You are the only living being in that room that's giving all of it life. Because if you didn't show up, they could not proceed. They need you.
But they can't proceed. But the way that they go around that is by filing a warrant for your arrest to force you to show up. So that way you're forced to proceed on with the matter.
Well, why can't they do that? Ask yourself, why can't they do that?
Because you're not considered a secure party. Once you secure yourself, then they can't do that. They have to bring an actual affidavit, and then they come with affidavits.
But who's controlling?
that affidavit's got to be signed under penalty of perjury. It's got, I think, the judge's stamp.
So here's my
No, it
thing
doesn't. No, it
with
does
my
not.
state.
Okay.
With my
What?
state, an affidavit is signed under penalties of perjury regardless. So you gotta
You
get that
guys,
straight.
Moon, you guys are acting like this is an actual judicial court. And if you file an affidavit, oh, well, somebody's going to answer to it. No, they're not. And especially because an affidavit is just on paper until you speak it on the record, right?
Yeah, it has to be spoken into record.
You have to speak anything. It's like, all I'm saying is though, the reason why they can get away with not answering your affidavit without answering your motions or railroading you through there is because they're not conducting any kind of judicial service to you. They are only conducting business. It's all about money.
Business and procedure, but procedure can be learned.
Right. Well, like, forget all the nature and cause. Forget all of that shit. Just go in there and ask them. To me, go in there and ask them. Are you administering my named estate? Excuse me, not mine. Never claim it like as it's yours, because they created it. Are you administering the named estate, and then you first, middle, last? I express written consent because here's the thing, that is your name. I'm just keep saying your name. That is your name. And who else is using your name? The courts are, the credit cards are, the utility systems. All of these people are using your name because you haven't.
You're not the guardian of it. You haven't.
They're all using your name because you tacitly consented to agree with that. Especially like when we get into contracts, like credit card agreements, stuff like that. You went and filed those paperwork, so therefore that was tacit consent.
Yeah, but you never rebutted the presumptions that they're not your guardian. You don't have a revocable trust taking over the name. I mean, they've got all the power over you.
Right, like I'm not even going to that trust stuff because on a high level, right, they are using your name estate on the highest level. And like, here's the thing, estates are over trusts. Estates are over trusts. You can't have a trust without an estate in the society that we live in today, because everything is fictional. Everything is fictional.
Yeah, but there has to be a way to stop them in their proceedings. Like if they try to start railroading you, there has to be something that you can say or do on the record for them to just stop and be like, "Oh shit, this will not."
So I think you're giving way too much credence to these state courts because they are criminals. I got three people in jail right now that I'm trying to get out. And you think these people that I'm trying to get out, they tried everything. They got lawyers. I got one guy.
GSA bonds.
I got one guy that's never got a lawyer. He's been in jail for 4 years. 4 years. And he's never had a trial.
Has he done a GSA bond?
Here's the thing. Do you think any of these people are going to honor that? No, they're not.
A GSA bond, they have to honor it because then you just filed a surety onto. You just basically said that it's paid for.
I'm not trying to attack you, brother, but you just said they have to.
Now they got these things that they have to do.
These people, right? They would have to do it if they were under oath. If they were bound to it, but none of these people got oath.
I'm telling you, brother. I'm not even tripping on that. Like you could even look into the GSA bonds. The only problem is that it's very, 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 very hard to find out how to fill that out. But once you fill it out, it basically is like what all this information says, that everything's just accounting and balancing. So when you fill out a GSA bond, or if a person is in jail, they file a power of attorney to the person who's going to fill out the GSA bond. The person fills out the GSA bond, and then that person gets let out of jail because the GSA bond basically covers all the expenses which keeps them into jail. When you're put into jail, why do you have to put money on your books? Because you have to live there. But what are you doing when you get into jail? Whether it's prison or jail, you get a job. They give you a job once you get there. And what's funny about it is they play on words too. In regular county jail, they call it a trustee. A trustee goes and does the blankets, the laundry, the food, dishes out your food, and does all the other stuff. They get time out longer for certain specific
Well, let me
things.
ask you,
In
I'm
prison,
sorry,
you
let
get
me,
an actual job, and then
bro,
that
bro,
job pays for your stay
bro,
there.
whether you in or you out, what are you doing? You working a job. Whether
Exactly.
you in, but here's the thing. Let me ask you this. What are they doing? And all of those people. Now, let me ask you this, right? Like, I had one guy, and I need to reach out to him because I'm concerned about him. He's risking the fact of him losing custody to his children. But all he was focused on doing was arguing. All he wanted to do, because he spent all this time aggregating all this evidence, just so he could prove that he is who he say he is. I'm a good father. I'm all of that. You know what? That ain't none of their fucking business.
If you're private, it's none of their business. If you're in the public and you're operating in the public, that's a different story. You gave tacit consent to stay in the public, therefore your tacit consent keeps you in the public. If you're not a private person, you have no right to say they have no right for that.
Here's
Just
the
go
thing.
back to the get go. You're only in there because we're saying you owe a debt. That's
Exactly.
one reason you're in there.
Exactly my point. But
And
in
one
order
guy,
for them to say that you owe a debt, you have to be in the public. And being in the public is how everybody conducts business in this day and age, because we weren't taught the
They
right
will not.
shit.
what I'm going to tell you is
They will
ask him,
not bring you in there. Hold on.
ask
They
him
will
to see
not.
the charging
Hold
instrument,
on, hold on.
endorse it.
They will not bring you in there if you did not incur some type of public debt. They
You
will
are
not bring you.
invited in there.
Well, their whole way of saying you created a public debt is by saying you violated a statute or a code. So therefore, that means that results in a public debt that needs to be paid.
What they're trying to get you to do is contract with them, and when you go into court, you don't plead, you just ask questions and you attack their authority.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. I understand that, and that's something that I wish I would have did in the beginning. But I didn't know a lot of this information. I only knew a small bit of this information in my case specifically. Now, what people do need to do is that they need to learn how to not contract with the state when the state is trying to ask for a contract. But when you don't know this information, that's the thing. That's what we should be trying to do, is trying to teach people how to conduct themselves and learn this information, so that way when they do get pulled over, or they do understand that everything is contractual by nature, because in contract law there's a contract can be established without by written consent or by written agreement or
It's in
non-verbal
what?
agreement.
Yes, sir. It's in what you do, and I can attest to this because, like, I don't mean to cut you guys off, but like, I had my court case. I had a jury trial. I had a jury trial scheduled for February 13th. I showed up to my jury trial because I don't want them making no judgments without me being there. The only reason I showed up because prior to that, I had a hearing on December 15th where I objected to everything, and I feel like I gave the judge a good 1-2, but all she could do was to schedule a jury trial because I was asking too many questions, and that's what they're using. If you're asking too many questions, they're gonna just put you into a trial.
Yeah,
Right?
that's called obfuscating.
Yeah. So, but like I show up to the jury trial, and I stand up. I didn't cross a bar because I never agreed to being here. So I'm under threat, duress, and coercion. Okay.
Did you say here when they called your name?
At the time, I wasn't the executor of my estate, so I just answered to the name because I felt like I had enough to court a judge anyway. It doesn't
Well, I'm
matter.
saying if you say here, you're admitting you're a dead entity in there, and a dead entity can't even talk.
Until
I
That's
really
why
think
it's special appearance.
I really think that doesn't matter because even if you say it to somebody who's outside of our community, they're gonna call you a sovereign. They're gonna call you crazy. Oh, it's a dead entity and all of the blah blah blah. Dude, I'm not doing any of that anymore. I'm
I mean,
going.
I said special appearance. They didn't question anything about me.
Let me finish, please. Let me finish.
Okay.
I'm not going in there and doing any of that anymore. I'm sticking to business. Are you administering my estate without my express written consent? I'm not doing no. I'm here by special appearance. None of that, bro. Because what's actually going on in that court?
business.
Business. And if you ain't got your DBAs, if you ain't claimed your name, they're gonna do all that for you. I believe,
They'll
and I don't
railroad you.
absolutely. I don't know this for a fact, so don't take me. It's not legal advice. I love you. They are probably taking out DBAs, and that's why it takes so long to bring charges against you. They got to go through all these steps in order to bring charges against you, because it's not you, the flesh and blood that has a heart that's beating, and you know what I mean. It's not that. It's your estate.
Well, think about it. If you get arrested, well, you have in some places, not all places, because I don't know. I just know from my experience here in my state. Let me just get that clear first. But in most places, when you get arrested, or when you get a charge put on you, and then they arrest you, they take you to jail. Now, in normal proceedings, from my understanding, what I've learned and read, you're supposed to go straight to a judge. Do not wait. Do not wait 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever,
See,
however many hours. You're
I'm gonna
supposed
cut
to
you
go
off.
to.
I'm gonna
You're
cut you
supposed to
off.
go to
I'm
a
gonna cut you
judge.
off. Moon, let me cut you off. As I said again, are they a judicial court or are they conducting business? You are arguing some stuff that you are supposed to be afforded, but they don't give a fuck. Excuse my language. I'm sorry, TikTok. They are conducting business.
So that was what my point was, is that they're not doing a judicial proceeding, because then you
No,
would be
not
going
at
to court.
all. That court is an administrator.
You would go straight to a judge right away, but instead they're conducting business, so you sit in jail for 24 hours or 48
Right,
hours or 72
right,
hours, and then
right.
you show up to a judge, and the judge just administers business. Oh, you're in charge with a violation of this statute. With this violation of this statute, I'm going to impose this amount of money on a bond in order for
Correct.
you to get out. And so what that does is, in order for you to get out, you got to post a bond, which then puts you in their jurisdiction to begin with. So it's
And
all
what is a
it's
bond?
all
And
it's
what is a
all
bond? What is
the
a bond? What is a bond?
a bail is
A
an
bond,
appearance bond.
bro. What is a bond? What is a bond?
Money, it's debt,
Bond
and debt
is
is created. Money is created by debt.
there you go. So what do you do when you go in there? You're like, I want to challenge the nature and come on. Look, man, we just want to conduct business, but you argue. That's why,
Yeah,
like,
and
I feel like,
that's where they get
man,
us.
like
That's
a
where
lot of
we.
people that I came across, they like a lot of people I came across are like, oh, this person's an agent and that person's an agent. And it could be just because they're from without knowledge. It's like a lot of people they don't bank truth and lending.
Can you do a 56 before you go into court?
That's hard to say, dude, because like you can assign
See,
a
I don't
56, but
know.
they don't have to sign it, and that would be more on the IRS side, the tax side of the thing. So you would have to know everything to do if they decide not to honor your request for putting a Form 56 on them, because all the Form 56 is assigning a fiduciary. Or assigning somebody to be your fiduciary in a specific matter, like taxes.
Like a fiduciary of the trust.
Yeah,
So like here's the
so
thing.
that's all that a Form 56 is doing is placing or assigning
I'll be back.
somebody like a judge to be your fiduciary. But you'd have to like, so with that, I just learned about this too, and I was actually just reading up on this. You can send a Form 56 in the court with a specific set of guidelines or directions on what you want them to do. They don't have to sign it. They can refuse to sign it. But if they refuse to sign it, what you should have in your directives is, if you refuse to sign this, I'd like you to send me a letter on your reasons by statute on why you were refusing to
You
do it,
still like
so that way I can send it to the IRS and explain why you decided not to do it. And then you would have to send all of it to the IRS criminal division department or whatever, and then they would just get
here's the
involved. But
thing.
that could take time. By then you're sitting in jail waiting to be bailed out.
Moonchild, brother, Moonchild. Can I interject, please?
Go for it. I was just answering
You,
sunshine.
I understand, but I need people to understand one thing, and don't take it from me. It's just what I'm like refusing to do from this point on. I'm not going in there and I'm not learning any processes or anything outside of the fact that can set me up to be where I'm in the position of power because they put themselves in that position of power, right? Like we like here's the thing, right? This guy was about to get his kids. His guy was about to get his kids taken away from him, and the only question I kept asking him was, who are these people that proclaim to have an authority to take your kids away? And he's like, well, no, that's a good question because I did this and I did that and I did this. I said, stop. Who are these people that proclaim to have an authority over you? And if they do, I need you to prove that on the record because 90% of the time, I would say 99.99 point, there's only like 0.001% that you're gonna walk into that courtroom and you're gonna recognize anybody in there. Who the fuck are these people? I'm sorry, excuse my language. Who are these people? You've never met none of them in your life. None of them have personal knowledge. None of them have first-hand knowledge. They are all actors, and they will keep acting their way through it as long as you keep going. I mean, I could file an affidavit. And I could do this. You're gonna keep doing all that stuff, and it's not gonna matter. And I only had one court case to realize that. We had one court case to realize. Only conducting business. And if you ain't there, you got your business in order. They're going to railroad you and make it look like they're conducting a judicial process. They're not doing anything that has anything to do with the law. It's all business. It's all business. It's all business. It's nothing personal. Now, if you can get your business affairs in order, well, now you can go in there if you so choose to, because you should not have to choose to. Because here's the thing, right? If I got my DBA set up, if I got my business, my office set up, what are you? How can you charge me with anything without my consent? You need the business, people. Stop going to
Not
nature and
entirely
cause.
true though, because
Stop going
consent
to
doesn't
all.
necessarily. I have to interrupt though, because it's even said in the law books that not all consent is fucking you verbally telling them you
What did
consent.
you just say, Moonchild?
The
I'm gonna cut
moment
you off,
the
bro.
moment
I'm gonna
you
cut you
the
off.
moment
I
you
gotta cut you. I gotta cut you, bro. I gotta cut you off. I'm sorry. You just said the law books. Are they doing anything that has to do with law? No, they are conducting business. In the contract, that whatever contract you sign dictates the law. Don't worry about the Constitution. Don't worry about the Georgia Code. Well, you got to worry about the Georgia Code, right? Or whatever code of the state you do live in. Don't worry about the law. You worry about whatever contract that stipulated that you are going to follow their rules. And if you don't, they can charge you with a violation. A violation is a breach of contract. Okay? A violation is a breach of contract. Or you can call it an agreement. It's still a contract. You understand? There's no law being practiced enforced. All contract is the law. Well, you went out and got a driver's license. You ever read the terms and conditions behind it? No, because I don't want to be pulled over. So I'm gonna just get the goddamn license. Ain't damn one of us in this call right now. I don't care how many people in here. Ain't damn one of us has read the driver's license application. Nobody. It is a contract that money because
So,
you ask these
what do we
people,
do?
do I have a contract with you? Well, what body? I'm trying to tell
Where's the
you.
contract?
You go in there, you ask these people, where is the contract? Because there is no injured party over there because most of us don't have an injured party sitting next to that prosecutor. But they got you a public defender sitting next to you, right? Somebody who can sign for you, somebody who can speak for you, and don't like. I sit here right now, and it's the only thing I would say out of my own mouth because I lived it. You don't like nobody sign for you. You let nobody speak for you. Because if they do, they look at you like you a child. They look like you like a child. You can't handle nothing.
Well, yeah, because you haven't properly came up and said that you are no longer decedent or dead at sea and claimed your estate. You have to claim your estate. That's what I've been coming up with. Out of all this information that I'm looking at, you have to go and claim your estate. If you don't claim your estate, you're not going to be able to do anything, and they are going to look at you as a child. Sunshine, to answer your question, you got to kill all your contracts. A driver's license is a contract. Signing your tax forms as a U.S. citizen is a contract. Any legal form you sign where it asks if you are a U.S. citizen, you contracted in to the United States. In the codes, it says that if you are a U.S. citizen, you are a part-time employee to the United States. The United States. The United States is defined as the District of Columbia. The District of Columbia is the United States,
Okay.
and the 10-mile square for that.
Okay. So what if we want to drive, what do we need in our vehicles?
So there's
If
many things that you could do for driving from my understanding and what I've been learning. Now, I would strongly suggest that you look into this stuff, but you can go onto the US dot website and you can go through the free things. Go look up Joe Lustica, Lustica on Rumble.
I
He
follow
has
him already.
Okay, so he has a good thing about the US dot number, and his friend Brandon Joe Williams is really good. He teaches you how to file for the US dot number, or he shows you, and they have a few podcasts where they go through that. um, you go and file a US dot number under private conveyance or private something, and that makes you able to drive on the highways and byways as a private citizen in your private conveyance. Then you don't have to have a license.
See, like,
Unfortunately, most
sorry.
police officers and stuff don't know this stuff, so you will have some pushback. This is also why they say for you to do the secure party process, because then you have a process that's already done and you're established and you've recorrected your status. This is what they call status correction. And when you correct your status, then you're able to do all that stuff and you can literally file a bill. Now, here's my thing. A lot of people have their their billing or whatever. What is it called? A freaking it's where you can charge people against. You can charge public officials for stopping you or whatever, but you have to have your status
Oh,
corrected.
it's a fee schedule, right?
Yeah, fee schedule. There you go.
Yeah, fee schedule.
The fee
And like, don't
schedule.
worry about correcting your status, man. Don't
The
worry
fee
about correcting your
schedule is
status.
going well, but see, that's
Wait.
the thing
Who
though.
said that? Who said don't worry about correcting your
Mr.
status?
Difficult.
Well, it's like here's the thing, right? And I don't want to cut off Moonchild. I want to give him the floor. But the only thing that I have come across, and I've only come across this within the last couple of months. Okay, these people, and I can't say it more. I can't stress it enough. There's no law being conducted. There's no justice. It's only business. And if you know how to conduct business, and you can set yourself up to conduct business, and they can't conduct business for you, and that's what they're doing. If you haven't claimed your minor estate, guess what? They will abandon property. They're gonna pick that up, and then put your named estate on those dockets. Your social, because they got all of that. You got the driver's license at some point. You signed that 1040 at some point. They're gonna have access to it.
So, what is the whole purpose of status correction? First of all, let's just ask that question first.
I honestly think that is just all that stuff is just to like distract people from like actually doing what is actually needed to do. Because dude, I I corrected my status. I got all my paperwork.
Well,
Right?
But you said
what
you
did
haven't
you
corrected
do?
your status yet, though.
How do
I
you
did.
correct your status?
I went through the American State Assembly, and I got all.
Okay, so you went through the state assembly on your side.
I did because like this is the progression that anybody would go through. Once you start learning things, it's like, wow, oh my God,
So,
I'm not a citizen,
so
right?
did you finally get your UCC one established?
I'm gonna do that after I get my estate set up. Then I'll go through and then start leaning and putting all that stuff on there.
Okay,
But like,
now that's where
I feel like I can get through. I feel like
so
I
that
can get. Hold on. I feel like I can get through everything else with everybody. If anybody tries to trespass against my estate as the executor, they cannot do that.
But if you don't have a UCC1 and a UCC3, you don't have security agreements or indentures to substantiate your claims when you're in a court of law. That's the problem. So see, you're complaining about not having them practice law, or they're not conducting law, they're only conducting business. But if
Yeah.
your UCC1 and your UCC3 was finished, then they would have to conduct business with
So
you.
like, here's
They
the
would
thing.
have to conduct their business with you on the way that you want them to,
No,
because everything is situated.
no. You
If you
can
don't
have all
have
your
everything
UCC
situated,
ones. You could be secure party credited. Excuse me, secure party credited up, right? But who is controlling the name? Is it you? Who's controlling the name?
if you don't establish that you're controlling the name, then they will.
Exactly. So
But
like
you
you can
have
put
to
all kind of
establish
liens.
that.
Here's the
If you
thing.
don't establish that, then
You
they
can
have
put
all
all
rights
kind
to
of
do it.
liens on your name. This is the way I understand it. And like, I'm sorry, but this is how I understand it. You could put all liens on your name, all you want to. But if you are not acting in the highest office of if you're not acting in the highest office of your estate, right? If you're in the office of person, as Ampu was saying, right? Are they going to listen to you? If you are in the office of person, you can file all the UCCs you want. It's like, who is this? Who's this baby that's coming here and filing these documents?
Okay, I get what you're saying. But my point is that you have to have the paperwork in order. It's just like if you were to conduct business, you have a business right. If you were to conduct business with someone who didn't have their papers in order, you're gonna be like, who is this person? Is this person pretending? It's no different in law. In law, it's the same thing. This
Keep
is
saying
why
law. Are they conducting law? Are they conducting business?
they're conducting business, and that's the point. This is why rich people get off with the fucking excuse my French, slap on the hand. Because what? They have all their paperwork in order. Period. The only difference is because they are a big corporation, they have money to pay for a big wig lawyer who can just push that paperwork to them, and then they establish this shit on the back end. This is what Yusuf Al teaches all the time, is that most of the stuff is done through the private process, and the private process is not through the public. So when we're in here talking about this stuff, you got to understand that when we're talking about this stuff in the public, this stuff in the public is for educational purposes only, right? Why do we say that? Because it's for educational purposes only. But if you go watch Brandon Joe Williams, he has put himself as a state national and made himself a foreign diplomat. Once you become a foreign diplomat, you're higher than all the other public officials. Once you're higher than all the public officials, they can't do anything to you, and you can lean their ass. Period.
Look, I mean, like I agree. You can lean anybody who goes against you, who trespasses against your person. You can lean anyone, right? If you have enough damages and they don't got what they need to pay for it, you can lean them. That's what they do to us. It's business.
Yes, this is why that book Meet Your Straw Man tells you all that stuff about how you can redo it. But the problem is that we're not following the processes. If what your boy B Shiner or whatever his name is B, he was in here. What does he do when he's dealing with court cases? He right away automatically goes and files a counter claim against them. Why? Because then they can't proceed with their claim until they deal with his claim. Or if they try to proceed with their claim, they're going to have to settle out in his claim. Do you see what I'm saying? Because he can just claim injury. A lot of people don't go to jail because they say that, I don't think this, I'm not going to agree to that because
All right,
you
let
will
me ask you
cause
a
me
question.
injury.
Let me
And
ask
if
you
you
a
cause
question.
me
And like, I
injury,
think this is good.
that's where you cut me off.
No, I'm not trying to
No,
cut
no,
you
no,
off.
no,
Yeah,
no,
no,
not you,
man.
not like that. I meant like the people that try to cut you off by putting you in prison or in
All right,
jail.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? Like
Yes, sir.
they try to cut you off by throwing you in prison, and if like your boy B, him having a counterclaim, they have to settle out because he's claiming injury, and they don't want that because then that brings the situation into the public, and public and private can't mix. This is why Yusuf Al always, whether we believe what we believe about him or not, this is why he fundamentally always pushes the same thing. Public and private cannot mix. There's a reason for that. Your all caps name is a public entity, an ens legis, a legal corporation. Therefore, meaning it is a public thing. So when you go to court, they'll throw you on a public proceeding through webinar or whatever, and a webinar video that they can go throw on YouTube, and then they shame you as a sovereign citizen, even though they probably know that it's an oxymoron. It's just to create doubt within other people, so that way they don't feel the need to go look into the information. Instead, it's on a negative connotation, so that way the people can be like, oh, well, these guys are dumb, and they're not understanding what is really going on. And
Well, it's
then
like,
go ahead.
sorry. Well, it's like, here's the thing, right? So even if you watch the sovereign citizen fail videos, right? What do they all say? They all say that we don't want to follow the law, right?
No, well, yeah. What they try to say is that they're not subject to the law, and that's a
Exactly.
fallacy. That's a fallacy to begin with. But you also got to understand, they only throw people up there that are not entirely knowledgeable and go and say something stupid like that. Because if you were knowledgeable,
I'll
you're
say
not
it
going to
because I
say
don't think
something
it's
stupid
stupid.
like that.
Bro, I'll say it because I don't think it's stupid. Because I know that they're not like trying to adjudicate the law. They
Okay,
are
but
trying to
that's
wait.
besides the point, though.
Hold on. They're not trying to adjudicate the law. They are trying to administer your estate. Period.
And conduct business. Okay, I get that. But what you said earlier today, or earlier a second ago when I first jumped on, was, did you hurt someone? Because I'm not into that. I don't hurt nobody and nothing like that. Well,
Right.
that's a
Because
law.
I feel like here's the thing, right? Because I'm an honest man. I am an honest man. And I'm not, if I actually hurt somebody, I'm not going to be going there and be like,
He's
well,
talking about
are you adjudicating? I'm not going to do that. If I actually hurt someone,
he's
I'm
talking
going to.
about getting guilty people out of jail when they don't deserve to be out of jail because they actually did the crime, right?
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
yeah. So I understand that, but what the fundamental part of what I was saying is that when that he
What's up? What's up, Eric?
What's up? Chilling.
we were basically saying that we're the people that say stupid things like, oh, we're not subject to law, or we're not subject to your laws. That's wrong to say in court because everybody is subject to some type of law, whether it's natural law, common law, or whatever. If you're a U.S. citizen, no matter how many times you want to fight it, no matter how many times you want to rebut it, If you
I will
consider
agree with you.
yourself a U.S. citizen or have written on
I
paperwork that you
I
are a
agree
U.S.
with you,
citizen,
but like, here's the thing, right?
you're subject to statutes.
Here's the thing, right? I never seen a U.S. citizen or anything in scripture. I've never seen national in scripture. I never seen any of that. Like, I don't follow man's law, bro. Not at all. Not at all. And we are too focused in following man's law.
But the
Some
Bible
dude,
speaks
like,
about
hold on, bro. Some man wrote this down, and can't no man on the face of this earth, or man or woman on the face of this earth, write something down and hold me liable unless I have signed the contract and I have agreed to follow those rules.
I get
Period.
that.
Period.
I get that.
Period. This is
I get that.
business. This is
But did you
business.
get your
This is not
license?
law. This
You
is
did
not
get your
law.
license. Did you sign a fucking lease? Excuse my French. Yes, you signed a lease. Those are contracts. That
Yes,
is
sir.
statutory subject matter. No matter what, the only way to conduct yourself in business, or the only way to conduct yourself in the public or throughout life, is to engage in commerce, and that's what this is all about: is being able to separate from commerce to private,
Yes,
private to
sir.
commerce.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is what all those other things are for. The fundamental things are for: the UCC 1, the UCC 3, getting your paperwork in order, the status correction.
I feel
That's
like
giving you
you
the
could do that
ability.
you do that to secure your party, right? And because you're already the creditor. I don't care what they say. You're already the creditor, full faith and credit of the American people. We are already the creditor. What you're doing when you do file all that shit, all you're doing is securing it. You're
Exactly, and
securing it.
securing it is dotting your I's and crossing your T's on the
Right. But
contract.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Now, I can secure it all I want to, but you better come with an affidavit. You better come with a claim. You better come with something real before you come after me. Outside of that, outside of that, they are just administering your state because you haven't. Period. Now, once you administer your state, once you got control of your estate and you are in the right status, standing, and position, now you can secure it. Now you can secure it. Say, okay, whatever. All right, bring this case against me. You're gonna have to pay me this before I pay you anything. But
Yeah, that's the point.
before all that happens, can you even bring a claim against me? You can't.
Hey,
If
guys,
if you're a
I
U.S.
wanted to ask a
citizen,
quick
they
question.
can. Go ahead.
Can I still claim my children's estate if, like, we've never claimed it or whatever, and like them being in the process? And then I have a kind of like a update because I think they're trying to like. I get what you guys are saying. If they throw me in jail, then that would be like for them to be able to say, oh, like not have to go um addressing me, or they could just use that as an excuse for in the other court. You get me? I don't know if you guys were paying attention. The last time we got on, I was talking to Mr. Difficult about something I received from the district attorney, and also I spoke with the district attorney. Well, I called the district attorney's office, and I got the number for a public, like the public defender's office here in my city, and I called it. And even the person that I was talking to, that's why I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go in there just pro se with all my evidence, and I'm not gonna admit to anything. I'm just gonna ask questions and ask to see the affidavit that's written of the supposed person that I brandished the weapon to. Because I think they're just trying to set it up like what you guys were just talking about. Throw me in jail, and then they don't have to address all that other stuff. And since mom already signed on different things, I don't know what really, but she signed like contracted with DCFS. Now they won't have to, like I'll be left out of it because then they'll
Since the
be able to
mom
say,
already signed the paperwork, they're gonna consider her an informant, just like they considered her an informant when she signed the birth certificate for your children.
yeah,
It's
but
no different.
the thing is she hasn't complied with her case plan. Like she hasn't done the classes and hasn't got the diplomas or whatever.
And why should she, Eric? Why should she? Why should these people be able to tell her what to do?
No, but she's the one
Why,
that signed it.
first of all, why is she or you complying to anything these people, you've never met these people in your life.
And
These people, these
last time
people
you
have
came
no
on too.
authority over you, bro.
Yeah, last time you
Just,
came on too, I typed it in. I didn't think I was invited in that day, but I was typing in the thing and I was saying, dude, when it comes to CPS, they're a private organization. So if they have sheriffs with them, you start talking to the sheriffs, and you always ask if they have a warrant. If they don't have a warrant, then they can't come get your kids. Period. The
They
end.
got them
Period.
from school.
This is where
I get
like
that, and
I'm
I
gonna let
remember your story, but
Moon, I'm gonna
that's
let
where
you.
they went over. That's where they went over you. They went over you because they went to the school and picked them up. But how did they know to get them at the school? Probably the mom. So you see what I'm saying? But you could have filed something in the court or went and filed a claim against
I
CPS and
went to
said
the
that
law
they took them.
library. I went to the law library, and I was like, they gave me the books for the new latest welfare institutions code, and which is the one they use, the WIC 300 code. And I read that there's certain things that they have not followed. Like whenever they remove a child from an institution or some like government facility, they have to provide the parents that day, right after they remove them, with a written statement.
Oh, is that what
So
they have to do, Eric? Is that what they have to do?
they said
Why?
they
Why
have
really?
to.
Like, hold on, stop. Why are you giving? Why are you giving life to these rules, bro? Do not give life to these rules because you didn't make them.
But they didn't follow him. First of all,
No, who cares? I'm telling you, who made these rules? Some dude made these rules, and why are you following them? Some dude somewhere made these rules, and I say dude because it's mostly dudes that do this.
Hold up,
Because there's not
Mr.
a lot of
Difficult.
women in there passing laws because I feel women are
Hold up, Mr. Difficult. You
too much
seem a
more
little
nurturing than that.
tipsy, and I don't want you to give off bad information, bro.
You say what?
I said you seem a little tipsy, and I don't want you to give off bad
No, I'm
information.
not. I'm not tipsy at all. I mean, I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
passionate. Like I'm drinking water out my copper water bottle right now
Oh, okay,
that I bought on
okay.
the TikTok shop. I'm going to
I
be
was like,
putting it
oh
on the
shit,
TikTok shop.
he's getting it in.
No, but I'm just saying, bro. Like, cause I go on these lives every night and people want to argue. You are arguing. Stop arguing.
You should
Everybody is
also the same
arguing.
thing, not to engage in public controversy.
Exactly. I put on every single one of everything that I file. I
I
do
think
not.
I think that what has to do with my thing is so much things that fall into like it's a lot of different things that fall into like first of all, the mother was the one arrested, right? My child was everything good, shots up to date, been to school, hadn't been absent since enrolled in school, so there were no real no imminent danger. There were no reason for them to remove him. Second of all, when the mother was arrested, listen, when the mother was arrested, the officer lied on the police report
No,
and
no, no. You can't smoke on the live, bro. You can't smoke on the live. Sorry, TikTok. Sorry, TikTok.
so, so look, since the officer lied, he put on the report, father and mother consented for the two children to leave with the grandmother. But it's not true because I asked the officers, how come my kids are leaving with the grandmother? And then he's like, because they wanted to leave with mom at first. I'm like, but mother's being arrested, so why are you guys letting them leave with the grandma? And
You
then
know
he's
why?
like, but,
E, you know why they leaving with the grandmother? Because
why?
you arguing with them.
So I just didn't say anything anymore because they were the one that been living with me for 3 years. They allowed him to stay with me. I didn't want them to be like, oh well, you know
Man,
what? All
tell
three
them,
of them are leaving.
E, if they ever show up to your house again, please give me whatever authority, delegation of authority. Like, who are you? I don't know who you are. Like I don't, dude. I gotta say this, people. I gotta say this because I got too much time on my hand to try to get other things done than to be studying codes because the codes don't apply to me. That's their code. I'm just gonna stick to the foundation.
Hold
Who
on,
are
because I'm about
you?
to get Mr. Difficult. Mr. Difficult, can I finish?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please, sorry to
Yes, sir.
interrupt
Yes,
because
sir.
then
No,
you
no,
know
yeah,
me.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so check it out. So by the cop line, on the police report, that could have also like fueled for the like because I'm allowing the kids to leave with the grandmother, and then like that I gave consent. That might also like fall into why the judge signed off on the removal order for the other child, the one I had with me. Because for whatever reason, I let the other kids go and I was failing to protect them or whatever excuse they want to use. But the police officer lied. I could hold the police officer accountable for, and I've been calling, I started calling, like I called the DEA, I have reached out to the inspector general, and that's why I think that they're trying to like get me to.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
bro.
you went pause for a minute.
Bro.
So now that they're trying to bring this bogus charge on me, I think, to throw me in jail, to not be able, like, for me not to be able to claim the children, like, get the custody of the kids, and then I won't be able, because the cop, he broke the law, right? Like, since it was a DV, when it's a DV, they're supposed to give you the mandatory Marcy's Law pamphlet, and then what else are they supposed to do?
Wow. That's all they hear, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not. No disrespect. I love you, but that's all they hear. Wow.
Mr. Difficult, for your friend Eric for a second, I just want you to substantiate what happened on your live the other day. What did the chaplain say? The chaplain said that the court is in the paperwork. Your court starts with paperwork. So therefore, if your paperwork is in order and you get the paperwork figured out, then the court starts there. You can beat them in the court on paper, then you can beat them in the court building. Because the building isn't the court, it's the paper that's the court. It's the paper that they bring into the court and read onto the record that gives them that substantiates them to be able to get you for the charges, make your
Okay, so
body liable to be served in prison, so on and so forth.
so my next step is respond to the DEA, the district attorney, and send them an affidavit asking questions like, "Hey, who is my accuser? Because I have the right to face my accuser. And what evidence do you guys have to make me go to court? Like
Eric,
things
what
like
is
that,
an affidavit?
huh?
What is an affidavit, first
A
of all?
statement of truth. Like I'm saying,
Okay, so an affidavit is a statement of truth under penalties of perjury. So it's regardless. Your affidavit is basically you making the statement of truth that you're a good father, so on and so forth.
no, I'm talking
And that
about
they
because
have to
they're trying
rebut
to
it.
make me go for the brandishing of weapon, but I know I didn't do that. I feel like they're trying to set me up for failure.
So then what you would do is file in the court for them to, or you would tell them in court when court is in session that you would request that they file an affidavit of truth.
I was gonna
Or
ask for
not
them
an
to
affidavit of
produce the
truth, an
affidavit of truth.
affidavit claiming what they have first-hand knowledge of. The reason why you want them to do it is because it is signed under penalties of perjury. Now they might not do that, but
I
you also
asked
got to
them.
understand too, though. I had to learn this the hard way. What is a writ of attachment? A writ of attachment is a warrant. A warrant is where they go into the courts to a judge. They write an affidavit already stating why they think you are in violation of whatever statute. Then they sign it under penalties of perjury, and then the prosecutor has to throw up a bond. After the prosecutor throws up a bond, then that gives the authority for the sheriff or the policy officer to leave the public and go to the private to arrest you.
Okay, look, when I asked the
Can
DEA,
I interject real quick,
hold
y'all?
on,
Go
hold
ahead,
on,
Vincent.
let me just finish.
Can I please interject? Because y'all going in circles, brothers.
Yes, please. Yes.
Y'all are going in damn circles.
Yes.
Okay. First thing I'm going to state. Palm's Manual, Master Beneficiary Record SSA, states, in order to take guardianship and custodianship away from the corporation and not be considered a minor or incompetent, one must be in a revocable living trust and have a trust account at the bank. Now, this is the Master Beneficiary Record for SSA. They ain't saying no UCCs, they ain't saying no statutes or law. They're telling you exactly what to do. Okay? So let's break this down. You create an EIN for your revocable living trust. You get it notarized. Then you take it to your county recorder and get it recorded in the county. Once you get it recorded in the county, hold on, let's break this down.
Go back one more time.
Hold on. Let him talk.
Let me do what I do.
I just want him to repeat what he said so I could write it down.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, Mutan.
No, we gonna break this thing all the way down. Let me roll. Once you get your trust recorded in the county, now the state is put on notice that you're in trust. Then you take that certified trust with that seal on it, send it to your state's attorney general, and let him know that a new trustee has been appointed. All adhesion contracts associated with this name and social is now null and void. Govern yourself accordingly. Okay.
Right. Wait, hold on. Wait, can I need to interject because now we're introducing a new process.
Well, just let me finish? But just let me.
We've got to understand why we are doing this before we just go through the process, though.
Okay, I get that. The master beneficiary record states to do that.
Okay,
Okay, so the courts think they got guardianship and custodianship over that all cap name, right?
Exactly. Yes.
So they're telling you what to do to take that away. They think that you're a minor. So
Okay.
basically, so they're telling you to put yourself in trust and have a trust account at the bank.
At the bank, yes.
This is what they're telling you. This is what they're telling you to do. Now, once you get your trust recorded in the county, you just put the state on notice that you're in trust, and then you send your certified trust to the state's attorney general to let him know that they no longer have guardianship over you.
So that would be managing the state, right? My children's estate when I do that?
Right. Okay, I'm gonna get to you in a minute. Now, once you're done with that, now you got a certified copy with that state seal on it. You file your trust into your court case because that is telling them that they no longer have guardianship over you. You see what I'm saying? All crimes are commercial. So once you got your trust on that record, it becomes trust law. We don't deal with statutory codes and all that bullcrap.
Okay, so
You see where I'm going with this?
One question.
Hold on,
before
let me roll with it. You've been rolling all day, Moonchild.
Where do I
Let
get
me
a
roll with this.
irrevocable trust? So is my question.
Just let me roll.
Moon, we gonna get to it. Let the man.
Let me roll.
Let him speak.
Now, we know all crimes are commercial, right?
Correct.
Once you got your trust and you file it onto your court case, it turns it into trust law. Just like for you, E, you have your trust and you make your kids the beneficiaries of your trust. And then you file out on there. Now your kids are trust property. You see where I'm going? And no judge is going to breach your trust.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
but
now
the thing is, I don't know if you're aware, like, of there's like, all right, I'm not born here.
it doesn't matter. You got a social security number, don't you?
Hold on. Wait. Let's not ask him to give his personal information out.
Can you please mute?
Okay, so let's keep.
And everything else are going on in the background.
Who, mine?
Right, like everybody.
No, not you, Vincent. The other one.
Yeah, everybody,
Okay.
mute, please.
Okay, so now everybody's talking about going into court. Once you got your trust and everything on the record and the judge can see it, if they pull you into court and you say state your name, you do not state your name. Because once you state your name, guess what? You became the surety for that all cap name. The first thing that you should say is that name is the trustee of a revocable living trust. But the trust accepts all charges. But before we can move forward, I'm going to need the EIN number to your corporation so the trust can assess the taxes on this case. You see what I just did?
Yeah.
So I came in, I expressed my trust. I came in as a non-enemy combatant. I accepted your charges. Let's do business.
Okay, back to what.
Let's do business.
And then you'd be paying with the estate from the state or the trust from the children, right?
No. Okay, so basically, we use our trust. Our trust protects us. That's why we have to use their tax forms against them. So it's called a 1099-B because it's a barter. So what I do is I order a QSUP number for a court case, and then I make it a taxable event. That 1099-B, I e-file it, so they'll have it on their records before I even get there, so they know I'm coming for my check.
Okay, wait, stop. I got to interject.
Come on.
Because we all know how hard it is to get a QSIP number. And I can't let you just gloss over that now. Like, so how do you get your QSIP?
It's not hard. I have a broker. I have a broker that can get it.
And that's all you need, right? That's all you need.
Right, because the thing about it is that QSIP number proves the fraud.
Right, but we know that. I'm asking you, brother, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be disrespectful. How do we get the QSIP number? Let's just spend like 2 minutes on that.
You need a 7 Series broker, who I have.
Okay.
Now, basically,
you, bro, but I'm like brand new to the shit. I'm like, basically, I was living under a rock.
Okay,
no,
so let's
hold on. Because here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. If
I only
you,
know like half of it.
Hold on. If you can get a QSIP report, you can prove all kind of shit. Okay.
There you go.
You can
Securities
prove
fraud.
all kind of shit. Because what are we doing? It's all
Business.
business.
There you
It's
go.
all
So
business.
how do we locate or find a 7 Series broker?
That's what I'm saying. Like, can we just halt? Like, I know this is sensitive information, but you could dance around it. You know, give us the breadcrumbs, B.
I don't have to. I have a 7 Series broker that I could call. You see what I'm saying? But I'm saying there's a lot of people out here who can get you QSIP numbers, but I had one that I've been dealing with for 4 years.
Yeah, but if we
You
were
know,
if we weren't dealing with it for the people that are new, is what Mr. Difficult's saying is how would you be able to locate a 7 Series broker and talk to them or create
Basically, break it down from the beginning, all the steps.
relationship?
My
look,
thing is this.
Google.
How do I become a 7 Series? Because I don't want to ask nobody for nothing. I'll figure it out. How do you become a 7 Series broker? What, I got to go to college? Do I got to get a bar
Well,
license?
you got to take a whole bunch of tests. I wouldn't, to me,
Man,
it's
they
just
can
too
test
difficult.
me. They could test the hell out. I don't care if I could get QSIP numbers. Man. I mean,
Yeah, but
that's like going to Monopoly with all the money.
Yeah, but if we're gonna do
well, the
business,
thing is,
it's good to establish a relationship with one, like Mr. Vincent did, and then he can just call him like he does.
Right.
so
I understand
here,
it, dude. Yeah.
so here's the thing, y'all. Once you get that QSIP number, all you're going to do is put the QSIP number on the B, because that's the only tax form that has QSIP results. And then you're going to say audit account. Y'all see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
So now you just made the IRS. They are our trustees.
That's what I was about to say.
The IRS is our trustees. We have to tell them what to do. But you also have to let the IRS know that you have power of attorney and that your trust is running everything too.
That fiduciary responsibility form.
You don't need no Form 56. All you need is a 2448 and an 8821.
Right.
You see where I'm going with this? So now you got the state on notice.
You've seen it. Yeah.
And the 8821.
Thank you.
So now let's think about it. The state knows that you're in trust. The IRS know that you got power of attorney and that your trust is running everything. So now, what we do, we don't do affidavits of truth. Well, you can, but I'm telling them what to do, because now I got a motion to dismiss for securities fraud. And once I put that
man, I just came across this today,
RICO, fruit from the poisonous tree, identity theft.
Yes, sir.
So basically, what you do is you put in a motion to dismiss for securities fraud. You take that 3949A, fill it on out. Say again?
This ain't sensitive. Look, dude, I can't.
No. This is all you can. Everything I'm talking about, you can go to Google.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Going, Vincent. I'm a mute, bro. I'm gonna shut the fuck. I'm sorry.
So now, okay, once you got that QSIP number, now you're telling the IRS to go into that double bookkeeping entry. You see where I'm going with this? The public, it might say they trying to get 30,000, but on the private, it might be 1.5 mil. You send the IRS in there to go get your beneficial interest and liquidate that account. You see where I'm going with this?
I just have one question.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
How can we? Because I see where you're going with it, but for people
I don't follow.
that
I don't
know how to
understand.
do it,
You lost me, bro. I'm writing it down though, so I can look it up on Google later.
Wait, hold on, guys. Like, let Moon finish. Let him finish.
For my question is for like people who are coming in, if they wanted to take that route that you're saying, how would they get an irrevocable trust established? Do they write it out themselves? Do they go and pay someone to do it? What's the best way?
It all depends on how you. It all depends on how you want to do it. Some people want people to do the paperwork for them. Some people don't. My main thing is I tell you to do it on your own. That way you can actually feel and see what you're doing.
Yeah, you know
what I'm saying?
You know what you're writing down. You know what the parameters of your trust is going to be.
Exactly.
I'll say this. Let me interject.
What does a trust consist?
Wait, hold on. I'll say this and I'll interject, and then E, you can go, right? Like I am a person who's like, yo, like just do it for me, and then when you give it to me, I'm gonna read it like 50 times. So like, I mean, just know what you're getting into too. You know what I mean? But I do I do like I draft my own documents and everything. So like, and then I read the templates too, you know. But I'm okay. You guys go ahead. Go ahead. What was you gonna say, bro?
No, that what does a trust consist of, or what is it supposed to like? The document supposed to say, or yeah.
Like Vincent said, it would be best for you to write it yourself, but you can always find a place to go and do it for you.
Yeah, but if I wanted to do it the way he said, for me to be fully aware of what it is that it's on the trust or the what I'm filling out, how where would I be able to look it up so I can find out what it really like, what's supposed to go on it and what's one that's done properly? How can I figure that out?
Just Google
Answer that yourself. Literally go look it up. So you want to get a revocable trust that you can add or take away from. You can go look it up, what you would put in a trust, what a trust would consist of. There's
that's what I'm saying.
legal docs. Listen, dude, you operate in a spirit of chaos that you cannot hear anything. Okay, so go look it up. You can go to Google. They have templates. You can look at examples. They have legal doc forms. They have free ones that put all the wording in for you. It just tells you to fill out your name, certain things you want to put in there, and it will print out the entire thing for you. But you gotta go and do the work. It's really, truly not that hard.
Yeah, can somebody type it in the comments so that way he can look and see what it is and doesn't?
I'm gonna tell y'all. I got y'all, and don't nobody interrupt me. Otherwise, that's why y'all looking stupid. So I'm gonna tell y'all. So either shut the fuck up and mute y'all mic, or because I'm tired of hearing this bullshit. And no, I ain't talking about Vince, because Vince the only one who know what the fuck he talking about. And y'all done disrespected him enough. So I invite Moonchild, mute your mic real quick. And Chakras and Sunshine, can y'all mute your mic for me? Please? Because I want everybody in the back to hear it. No excuses. Mr.
So
Difficult, can you mute Moonchild mic real quick?
Okay, so now court cases. Now I already told y'all what you need to do.
No, go ahead and finish, OG, and then I'll go ahead and cook after you. That way we can get it right. Go ahead, OG. Your mic is muted.
Oh, I'm sitting up here talking. Oh my goodness gracious.
No, you good. Go ahead. I'll bounce off of you real quick, and then I'm done.
Okay, so basically, for the clerk of court, the clerk of court is the one who securitizes, hypothecate, and trades your bonds on the stock market, and they're not reporting those gains to who?
IRS.
Okay, so now that we know that, now we're gonna make him liable for it. So instead of putting an affidavit, you're gonna put in a motion to dismiss for securities fraud. Then you're gonna fill out a 3949A against him for securities fraud, RICO, identity theft. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then you take that 3949A down to the IRS and have them file stamp it. So now you got your motion. You got your motion to dismiss. You got your 3949A that's file stamped by the IRS. You got your 1099B that you just e-filed to alert the IRS to audit that account. Then you got the CUSIP numbers that shows the fraud. And you put that in a nice little envelope and send it to the clerk of court of that courthouse.
That's it.
And wait and watch and see what happens.
And I'm gonna put it like this. He ain't gotta say it slow. Y'all should have been recording because he done said it 3 times. Now what I'm gonna tell y'all is too, you gotta understand when you signing this paperwork, who is the agent signing? Who is the beneficiary signing in your trust? Who is the holder for your all caps name? That's how you're claiming being in charge of what you're trying to do. Changing your address comes into play. Your trust needs to have asset protection because having a living revocable trust doesn't have asset protection. It only declares what Vincent is teaching y'all. So you need to then get an irrevocable trust and then do something with the beneficiaries. And and the trust needs to be one of the beneficiaries. I'm not gonna give y'all everything, but y'all better pick up what the hell I'm putting down. Also, everything y'all doing, you need to focus on banking. And are you banking publicly or are you banking privately? As in, are you a part of a private banking association? Or are you walking in there saying, I want a checking and savings account and a trust account? How are you going in there talking? And then, is your trust tax exempt? Or do you just have a regular trust in commerce jurisdiction within the 10 square miles of DC? So they can hold you liable like most of y'all mentally are still in DC. We have to realize there's 3 different definitions for the United States. One is Congress, one is the geographical landmass, and the other is the United States, which is DC, this 10 square mile radius. So when you hear the United States, you need to read that sentence carefully and realize the word states is never lowercase unless they talk about a specific chapter. Everywhere else, it is always capital for a specific reason. So when you're doing your trust, you need to pay attention to if your shit is uppercase, lowercase, upper, lower. You need to pay attention to everything. It's not just setting up a trust. If you want to know how to set up a trust, go to YouTube, Google how to set up a revocable living trust, Law Depot. Then turn around and look up how to set up a trust with the IRS. I just told you 2 different places where you can set up a fucking trust. Since y'all asking like you don't know how to fucking use your phone as a tool, and instead you're letting it use you. So the next thing is when you get that trust set up, you need to make sure that you have a treaty or some type of recording of something protecting you, and you need to declare that you're not an enemy. You also need to declare that you also need to put an amnesty oath on file, which is declaring that you pledge allegiance to or you owe allegiance to the United States, but you're not a citizen of the United States. Also, the last thing I'm gonna say is the main problem with all of y'all not realizing what court are you gonna bring to them now when you're flipping the tables, because y'all still talk about their courts. I ain't heard one of y'all talk about what court are you bringing to theirs. I mean, to their side, to their eyes. Because when they see you're coming from a court of a different competent jurisdiction, and then you slapping them in their jurisdiction with what Vince said, they know you know how to handle business. And I rest my case.
And let's talk about this this status correction stuff. We all know that the corporation, they charge your estate, aka your birth certificate, on everything they do, don't they?
Facts.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wonder if I did a trademark on my name and I added the birth certificate to my trademark as my intellectual property, I wonder if that would stop them from charging your estate.
It does instantly the moment you report it and notify the proper authorities that you've done so.
Right. So basically, once you go to the USPTO and trademark your name, make sure you put your birth certificate in there as an asset. So now they can't trade on your name because USPTO alerts every state's attorney general in these 50 states to not mess with you. They can no longer trade on your name or charge your estate. So when you get pulled over, go ahead and give them your license because it's in your name. And when they run you, they'll say, "Have a nice day, sir." I had a cop so goddamn shook. He was just sitting there like, "Who are you?" And I said, "Superman," and left.
I'm already know, and this is why he did that. Because the Secretary of State and the DMV all report in a way to where the police get whatever they report, mainly the DMV. So if you never record nothing with that state DMV, you technically have no contract with that state until you start doing commerce in that state and opting yourself into being there. They can propose that they have jurisdiction over you. But if you can prove you don't domicile there permanently and you domicile somewhere else permanently, and you comprehend that permanent means nothing, because you can wake up permanently here today and then permanently in a different location a week from now. So when you comprehend how to express these things on court records, and daring someone to come within 2 weeks with their own claim, and so on and so forth. And if anybody wants to speak, they need to speak to the principal name. Well, shit, who's in charge of the principal name? So they'll be speaking to that to me regardless.
Yeah.
And here's some more sauce. Once you get your name trademarked, then you register it with Homeland Security. So anybody who comes after you or trades on your name, you send it to Homeland Security. Let them go get your check.
Hold on.
Come on.
Let me ask you a question here, like, because I'm thinking business now, right? And I've worked corporate my whole life, right? So I know how these businesses operate. What they will do is license you to use their name, but you got to get a trademark first, too, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So now you can start passing out licenses. Now Nike can put out Air Jordan. Now, what Microsoft can make a game with Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? They're using your name, bro. You're doing business. It's business. And
You know, this one thing nobody ever said about Michael Jordan. Nobody ever said Michael Jordan didn't have a trust probably when he approached Nike the first time. I bet you the transactions would have went a lot. I bet you it wouldn't be Jordan's today if Jordan would have had a trust back then.
Mm-hmm.
Let's bet that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how well I know what's going on.
so like R&D, like I was under this premonition that a revocable trust is not the route, but that's asset protection though. But in
It's
your
not.
everyday and in your everyday life, that revocable trust is everything.
To get you started. But you got to learn how to do transfers, deeding the assets into different trusts. So, like for instance, if I have a firearm, like for instance, I'm dealing with the city of Phoenix. So if I got a firearm, I need to run Vince's play and then capture my firearm in that trust and then run the same play because my name and everything is all under it. So I'm all good regardless. Now I can hit whoever got received my social, whoever received my property, so on and so forth. I can have them audited through HSI, which is Homeland Security. I can have them audited through ICE. I can have them audited through the IRS and so on and so forth, and their own state attorney general, because I'm coming from a different stature or positioning. I'm coming from trust. I'm not coming from, hey, I'm an angry citizen upset about X, Y, and Z. I'm coming from, oh, I'm the trustee from this trust is suing y'all, or so on and so forth, or the grantor, who knows.
I like that.
Business to business.
I like
Your
that because
trust.
here's the thing. We always try to run from the trustee, but like if you are a trustee of your own business, and who else could be, right? I
Well,
mean,
you got
like,
multiple. You got multiple trustees. When you really doing trust, you're gonna have co-trustees. That's why I said you guys gotta just look at how you're gonna. When you go to Law Depot, it's giving you what I call the goo goo gaga of what Vince told y'all as far as setting up the trust. But when you hear what Vince told y'all to do with that trust, and y'all saying, is there a way how we could find somebody blueprint? You think they really want this shit out there for y'all to find publicly? That you know what I'm
listen,
saying? Y'all gotta think. So when you saying this, y'all gotta ask yourself, I know I'm not the all caps name. So what if I do a upper lower or all lowercase? Because I need to learn capitis minimus or capitis media, which means least restricted or in the middle of being restricted, and not capitis maximus, which is most restricted, which is the all caps name. So when I distinguish the differences, and I understand the variations in my name, I can make 1 + 1 = 100 instead of just 2 now, because I'm not listening to nobody else. I'm declaring shit, putting it in a public record for 2 weeks, making motherfuckers think should we say something to him or not, because if we do, he gonna request the true bill, he's gonna request so on and so forth, and he's gonna request them to send a verified proof from the IRS that he never originated the transaction. So he's gonna come from a dip, or the trust, whatever that the trust owns didn't originate the transaction per se.
Mm-hmm.
So when I come a different way, it's like, hey, I'm coming from the trust instead of I'm an angry citizen. That's all. That's what
Mm-hmm.
Ampu was trying to teach. But like I told y'all before, the verbiage of how we get things out is sometimes don't get across to everybody the same way, like other people can give it to you. So that's why my seasoning and my food kind of tastes good to y'all.
You know what? Me and Apu just had lunch yesterday. He came up to Pittsburgh, yo. We
Oh,
was
that's
kicking it for a
crazy.
minute. We was just kicking it the other day.
That's
Mm.
crazy.
Man, like hold on, like that's a good point because like I want to start like the hard way tour, and you know I'm gonna just go to every city, man. Wherever y'all at, I'm gonna come see you. I'm gonna
And
come.
now here's another thing that y'all need to realize too.
Man, you can't just
Every,
gloss over that, man. Come on now, I'm trying to
oh,
start the hard
oh
way
yeah,
tour.
definitely. Just hit me up. No, but you know when my mind gets to rolling, I gotta
Yeah, you
go.
gotta let Vince cook, cause Vince one of them people. He ain't gonna be on the
Cool though,
live
but
for
like
that long.
imagine
He
this,
in and
imagine
out.
this, imagine this. Everybody who is of like mind gets to be around a bunch of people who is of like mind, and then we can what the word is assemble, right? Because we have the right to assemble. This is
Mm-hmm.
assembly, man. We are. This is the assembly, people. Period. Go ahead,
I
Vincent.
And
got you.
I'm gonna let you know something. Here's a gem. Once you have all this stuff set up, you basically just became the creditor, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. Now you can
Ev-
do the UCC one and all that, but non-filing and all that.
well, you don't even have to do UCCs. All you have to do, every contract that y'all signed, whatever the amount of that contract, that's called a barter. And
Mm-hmm.
because we are in our trust and we have the proper standing with everybody, let's go ahead and report that barter. So if I got a car loan for $50,000, guess what? I'm gonna report that barter to the IRS, and then I'm gonna come back and recoup those credits. Come on, make it make sense. Make it make sense. I see you over there.
Yeah. Mr. Difficult, he walking like he talking. I guarantee you that, Mr. Difficult. He ain't one of them people who just,
Nah,
like
man.
I
Like,
put
no,
it
hold
in,
on,
he
man.
out.
Like, I'm like, I already got some leftovers in the fridge. I'm gonna eat that tomorrow. You know.
Nah,
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that I don't like, and I'll be quick, guys. This is the thing that I don't like. I don't like the fact that we gotta learn all this shit. Like, excuse my language. I don't like the fact that we got. Wait, let me finish. I don't like the fact that we gotta learn all this. Like, I like to just stand on principle, and it's just like, who are you, and why are you telling me what to do? Now, if we want to conduct business, we got to play the rules, right? Obviously.
Nope, nope. You ain't gotta play by the rules
at
because
all.
once you get in this status, the IRS is backing you up.
And not
Sound like
them.
a bunch of rules to me, bro. I'm sorry. These
Nah,
sound like
it's
a bunch
There's
of
not.
rules.
It's
Like,
his
I want to sit
contractors.
down. I
You
want to
went to
sit down
school
and
for
drink some
12
Coke.
years.
I
You
want
went
to
to
sit
school for
down.
12 years. What did
I
you
want to
learn?
sit down. Hold on. I want to sit down and drink coconut water straight out the coconut in a hammock and just read a book and not have to worry about filing no UCC ones.
And the
I didn't.
IRS will help you do that if you just listen for 2 more seconds to what he got to say.
All right. All right.
Now, you went to school for 12 years. What did you learn?
Now,
Absolutely nothing, right?
not a
Mm-hmm.
now.
Everything that we've been taught is a lie. So, this corporation has us beautifully set up to be what? Debtors.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they teach us how to be, debtors. Now, the stuff that we're doing, we're turning ourselves into creditors. You see where I'm going with that?
Absolutely.
So basically, everything that they have done, we have to do in reverse. Like school loans, they say they won't forgive your loan, right? They wait 3 years and then they acquire it as abandoned property and get paid for it. But if you knew what you knew now, you beat them to the punch and you claim it for yourself. This is everyday life. Every time you get a bill in the mail, you be like, oh, I don't feel like paying that. Me, I'd be like, thank you. Appreciate it. You see where I'm going?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, once you know what's going on, right?
Right. Every time they send you a bill, they're telling you how much they're going into your estate and taking out of it.
Exactly. Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Every time they send you that bill, come on.
Because
Somebody
where's the
better
money
get
coming
with me.
from? Where's the money coming from? Is there money?
Your estate.
The money coming from you. You
Yeah.
made
Because why?
it
There is
go.
no money. They
You
took the
made
money
of
and
gold.
gave us our estate.
You do know you made of real gold, right? The same gold that we can't afford to go buy, you really got it inside of you, right? You do
Exactly.
know that, right?
Yes, sir.
So why every time you sign, they looking at it like it's value? Because they looking at it like you just shaved off a brick of that gold.
Yep.
So
A
in my
farthing.
mind, I ain't broke.
Like I could tell you, my birth certificate, my QSUP number for my birth certificate is $360 million. My social security number is $434 million.
Mm-hmm.
I got mine
What's
coming.
it called?
I got mine coming.
My marriage certificate is like $50 million.
Yes. I got mine coming. I want to see.
Selective service say 1 billion. You know what I mean? It's just crazy.
Yeah.
You know, we know money ain't real. I just like to call them credits because that's all we're doing.
Exactly.
We're just getting our credits from back. And once you learn how to recycle your credits, your life will be fine every year. You see what I'm saying?
Add up what Vince got and then realize I'm adopted with 3 different versions of my everything. So what that tell you? I got 3 times whatever I got. And all of it could still be different amounts because I got my middle name is initial, my middle name is spelled out, and my middle name ain't even included. So I got 3 different social security numbers. What that tell you?
Right. Different hats. Different hats.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it.
I tell you this. I tell y'all this,
I'm
man.
gonna take the class relatable.
You gotta just tap in with me.
I know I am. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to take that class you were telling about in the last time when we spoke.
And tap in with the dot star page that I told you about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it.
Hey, related man. Hey, relatable, Vincent man. Thank y'all for coming through, man.
Yeah, thank you guys for everything.
Yeah, thank you. How you doing, Leia? Lee? Sorry. That's Lee. Sorry.
Oh, I just looked up there. What's up, Leah?
I ain't even see her in here. I
It's
just seen her
Lee.
and said
It's
her
Lee.
name.
It's Lee. It's Lee, right?
She
But
get called 50. She
She's
get called
muted.
40 different names by all type of black people.
right, here's the thing, man. Like, I feel like we have a community, and I'm just a part of it, and I'm just glad to be here with y'all, bro. I swear to God, I love you guys.
All right.
I meant no disrespect. I was just trying to figure things out as well.
Nah, you good. Everybody good. It's just people in the crowd. They be having a hard time sometimes trying to see which way to go because y'all both was going back and forth and y'all was both making sense and then y'all both started agreeing with each other. Then y'all went and hit 2 different highway exits. So me in the crowd, I'm like, so what would I do if I ain't know shit? I gotta let everybody know what's going on because I'm confused as fuck. So
Yeah,
No,
but
let
you
me
gotta
tell
stop
I hear
you.
talking
you. I
like
hear
that.
you.
Like,
And
Andre.
I wasn't trying to confuse nobody. I was
No, I was
trying
talking to
to
relatable. Red lady when he was talking about you two, like why just be direct.
No,
You know what I'm saying? I
yeah.
get it. I got what you were saying right now, but yeah, it's just kind of confusing.
Nah, and there ain't no disrespect or nothing. It's just I just gotta keep it real because, like I said, if I was somebody listening and I ain't know nothing,
No, yeah, but you be
I want to know what's
wordplay.
going on.
You be
Yeah, because
wordplay. Just because you good at it, don't mean we all that good at it.
Mm-hmm.
and just like me, I'm sitting here listening to y'all talk. I'm like, oh, y'all all the way in left field. Let's get you right. Y'all all the way out on all that UCC stuff and SPC and all that. You ain't got to do all that, man. Just we gonna keep it real simple, straight to the bullseye.
Oh,
Right,
yes,
but
I'm
you
going
can
into
do
the
that just
irrevocable
to
trust right now.
further.
I'm looking it up on my laptop right now.
That's why you're so quiet.
What'd you say,
But,
Mr.
but
Difficult?
Vincent, you can do that. You can do that to just
No, yeah,
further
but he's
secure your
looking it up right
position on the
now.
monopoly board.
That's what I gotta do.
Because that's all you're doing.
Just started
All
doing
you're
it.
doing is securing your position on the monopoly board, so you can try to get that part played.
I'm killing all the statutory codes and everything. I'm
Yeah.
coming in trust
Exactly.
law.
Yeah,
Period.
he going through the IRS mean you most likely trying to operate private when you got a trust and you dealing with them alone. You don't need to file with all these other public departments because that's what you're doing is giving them your information. But if you did want to, you can create an entity where you can issue the public information and so on and so forth. But like he said, if you're doing it through the IRS, it's a private way because they're not a public corporation.
And here's one more thing before I go. What you think holds more weight? All those affidavits of bullshit, excuse my French, or a tax form from the IRS saying important tax information?
The letter from the IRS saying important tax information.
Definitely the tax
And
form.
I'm done. I yield. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because in the court
Everything.
they just
Vincent, you
look
about
at
All
to
crimes are
affidavits of
commercial. All
paper
crimes are
terrorists. They're called
commercial,
paper
y'all.
terrorists.
Say,
Mm-hmm.
say that again, Moonchild. I ain't even hear you.
So they just basically call us in courts if we're for the people that are doing a bunch of affidavits, like Vincent was saying. All they do is call us paper terrorists.
They're laughing at you.
And
And
what I
see,
like, go ahead, OG.
and here's the thing. Once you put your trust file your trust on the court case, it got the state seal on it, huh? Because once you get it recorded, it got the state seal. So his boss has recorded it. You see, now he has to see your trust. You see where I'm going with that?
They ain't know the notary was higher than the clerk and so on and so forth.
There you
I
go.
knew about that. I was reading about that. I knew about the notary being higher than the court.
Yeah, no, not you. I'm talking about the back people in the chat, the chat.
And this is what I tell a lot of people. All that stuff that y'all was talking about today, you got a garbage can next to you, throw all that shit away. Start from scratch. Real talk. Because y'all was talking for a whole lot and I was getting frustrated. Like, oh my God, if somebody don't bring me up here so I can get them right. And I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I couldn't resist. That's just how I am. You know what I mean?
If you don't got a court case, it's no different than having a court case. You still stating your presumptions. And just to throw y'all off, you can even send your assumed name in and request the court to send you theirs back. And you can do a register mail or you can do it in person. I'm Mr. Walk 'em Down, so I do things in person. But register mail also suffices as well because I let them know, oh, if in person don't matter, it was one in register mail already. I was just coming to get you one in person. So
The C name
And
is
make
the
sure
Minnesota one. Is that what you're talking about?
make sure when you send it registered mail, you put his all cap name, doing business as the clerk of court, and put special deposit on that damn thing. Now we're coming in equity. Let's go get
oh,
him.
okay.
Yeah.
Man,
Can you repeat that?
Don't play with my money.
Say again?
Okay.
Oh,
What he said, if you could repeat that. About sending the thing to the
Don't worry, man.
Nah.
This is going on YouTube, bro. Like, I mean, here's
Oh,
the
cool.
thing. Like, y'all don't give too much sauce out of me because I put all my shit. Excuse me, all my stuff on YouTube.
for
And
real?
his and
Oh,
his
hell.
his po- and his
Yeah,
pocket work
man.
too,
Yeah, man.
y'all. His
Dude,
pocket work too. If you need a
right.
personal assistance, his pockets work too. Phones
See,
ring, all that.
my thing is this. My thing is this. You guys can come in here and cook all you want to. People are still gonna reach out because they're like, oh, what do I do next? They're still gonna be like that. Cook,
I'm
B.
just saying, I wouldn't put this stuff on YouTube because what's going to
I don't
happen
care,
is
man. They could kick me off YouTube, man. I got
no, but
plans, man.
you're hurting the process because just like everybody who's watching it, who else is watching it? And all they got to do is move the goalposts.
I put it like this, Mr. Difficult. This what I learned. If everybody was running to the tunnel, if a million people ran to the same tunnel, a million people ain't gonna fit in that tunnel, huh?
They not.
Oh,
They
so you
not.
see why it ain't good to lead a million people to the same tunnel?
Hey, but like, it's gonna be enough people that get up on the other side, man. They gonna build that underground railroad, and we gonna make it to the promised land, my brother.
Well, see, we gotta learn. We can't stop things that we can't control. We can't focus on things we can't control. So, like, if a lot of people don't know, you can't go around trying to inform them because they can even deem you an enemy.
Information is free, but time is
But
not
the
free.
jail cell ain't.
I was about to say, I sure was about to
Information
say,
is
that
not
ain't.
free, but the jail saying ain't, and your time ain't free. When you spend your time in the jail cell, that's not free. Information is free, but your time is not. That's why I respect what you do, right? But information is always free. Information should always be free. Why are we going to university? Why are we taking out loans to learn something? Information isn't free, but your time, by all means, is not free. And if you're going to spend your time giving your information, you should be compensated.
I'm gonna tell you what a rich man told me when I asked him what made him be motivated to stay rich. He
Hmm.
said he realized when he got rich, only poor people talk about the word free, and rich people say the word gift or estate tax gifts or so on and
Mm-hmm.
so forth. Now, poor people talk about getting free shit and information should be free, all this other shit because they have a poor mindset. Not you. I said poor people because you ain't poor. But I'm saying poor people do because that's what the system bred. And if you
I'm
think,
dirt poor, bro. Like,
no, hold on, hold on. But if you have a rich mindset, or if you can stay poor, but if you want your kids to have a rich mindset,
that part.
then you ain't never got to worry about money. Because the truth is, you need to learn what real money is before we even start talking about what's free and what's not. Because y'all ain't even looking at the fucking stamps. Y'all walk past the money, drive past the money every day, and out here going to work for nothing when you can easily be hitting up the USPS every day for stamps. But what do I know?
A lot.
And that's the truth. And that's the truth. And that's the truth. But like my thing is this, and that's real talk. Like Ampu say, when you stuck in numbers, you worry about money, right? Like Ampu say, when you stuck in numbers, you're worried about money. But
Mhm.
don't let them fool ya. Oh no. Da 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 da. Bro, bro, like rich to me is knowledge, right? Rich to me is knowledge. Now, it's not the Federal Reserve notes that's in my pocket. Rich to me is knowledge. You ever see Bob Marley talk about rich? Pull that
No.
up. Pull that YouTube up. He goes, rich? Nah, man, me give it all away, man. Me give it all away. Because what am I going to do when I'm dead? What am I going to do when I'm dead? With all this knowledge that I got. And everybody's stupid.
I bet you he ain't have a trust either when he said that. When he said them
Like, to
exact
me, like,
words,
what
I
do you,
guarantee he didn't have a trust on file. Cause only a
I
motherfucker
understand.
who ain't got a. When I say I learned, you know me, Mr. Difficult. I came from a different background, so I'm from a beginning where I realize now. Take off the rapper. He died with millions. He don't have a trust. His shit is up for grabs. Y'all better do your fucking research. And
That's a
yeah,
good
shit is.
point, too. That's a good point, too. Yes,
I'm
sir.
trying to tell you, y'all.
That's a good
Everything look
point.
good. Everything look good today. What's the saying? Laugh now, cry later. That's what the
But you know
definition of
what?
not
Like,
having
I
a
can
trust is like.
relatable. I can hit home with this because this happened to me. This happened to me. My dad died, and we went to go close out his
He's
bank account. His bank account, and the banker asked me, "Who's managing his estate? Who's administering his estate?" And I was like, "Man, I don't know. I don't know nothing about that. This guy needs to take this muffler off his car, really." And I was like, "I don't know. I don't know." But if I was in a position that I was in now, when my dad died,
Yeah.
I would have never said that. So that's absolutely relevant. Absolutely relevant.
Nah, that's real. And what you see is whether you told them that then or whether you tell them that now, you see
Exactly.
they can't tell you, nigga, no, you can't. Ooh, they gonna tell
Exactly.
you, what you got to prove it. Here, you want to take a blood DNA sample? What y'all want to do?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
How long ago did your father pass? Mr.
2021.
Difficult.
2021.
Okay, so let's look at it like this: create a state EIN for your father. You be the executor,
Exactly. Like
and
I
then
was just,
file on those deposits in the bank
I was
and
just
times them
telling
by 10. Come
I
on.
was, I was just telling my mom this today, and like my mom's 82, right? So like I'm taking care of her too, right? You know.
Mm-hmm.
But like, here's the thing: like, she's not listening to me. She's like executive, or she's like, but I'm talking to her just so I can speak it, so I can regurgitate what I've learned and like reinforce it and affirmate it, right? But I'm telling her that all the bills are still coming to the house in his name. Why not we claim that estate? I could do it as executor. Now I'm doing business using his name.
Mm-hmm. That's right, because that executor EIN comes from his social.
Yes,
It's
sir.
pretty much just like the trust.
I keep my daddy alive, brother.
and
Mm-hmm.
when you file them taxes at the end of the year, whenever your time to file, you gonna be happy looking at what come back because you done did some adjusting to the accounting.
See, now
Mm.
compile on it. That's what I want to hear, bro. Because I don't know all the avenues I can take just by claiming the estate. Like just like, oh, so everybody's like, oh, you claim your dad's estate, so what's that gonna do? And I
What's
was
the
like, fuck, I
what's
don't
the
know.
difference? Watch this, and I want Vincent to confirm this. What's the difference in running the same play he said with the 1099B once you capture the estate?
See, I don't know
You're
the
just
forms
using
though.
you're just using the state EIN number.
The same play, just a
The same
different
plan.
EIN.
Right, like I don't think about it in the forums and all that, man, because I'm not trying to keep up with all that, man. I'm fumbling the forums, bro. Like I just
No,
want to get
you
the
good. You
concept
just
down.
gotta. What I told people is, if you just write down the number, the forms that it ain't hard. The number of forms is just 3949A, 211, 1099B. Shit,
Like I'm gonna forget that in the morning.
shit. Hey, I put it like this: ignorancy of the law is no excuse, even in the private. That's what I
Sir.
like.
Yes,
Because
sir.
common
Mm-hmm.
law is common sense. So if you lack it,
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
hey, that's
sir.
health as well.
That's
You
preach,
know.
preach, preach.
Just hit me up, Mr. Difficult, man. I'll break it down for you, man. But we ain't
Yeah,
gonna do
man.
this
I'm
shit
I'm
on no
working. I'm
YouTube.
working. I'm working.
Hell nah.
I'm working right now. Like I've got a project right now, and I'm not gonna stray from it. So like I'm not doing anything else right now. I'm trying to get these.
Shit, Vince, you got my cell phone number. I got some shit. How much you, yeah, we'll chop it up. Yeah, since you available,
No, but like I want to chop it up. I'm just saying. I'm working on trying to get these dudes out of jail right now, bro. Like to me,
It's all
that's
the same play, just a whole other rewrite. You gotta just comprehend what The Rock was cooking. Otherwise, you're gonna have to keep watching WWE till you find a new wrestler to like.
Just look at it like this: all crimes are commercial, so that means every transaction that happens is commercial. All we got to do is report it.
And tax
Hmm.
evasion, basically tax evasion. And you report
Mm-hmm.
tax evasion. Or if it ain't one, you just want them to audit it just in case. And if they find anything else outside of that, hey, it ain't hard to be a whistleblower.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on this page right now, y'all.
Look,
When
I
have
hate
I
to say it.
lied, Moonchild? When have
Look,
I lied? It help you with power of attorney too, huh, Moonchild? Any state.
look. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'm the biggest snitch in the world. I've been a snitch for the last 5 years, y'all. I'm just letting you know.
So do
Oh,
I click me and someone else or someone else?
I mean, I don't know what you trying to do. That's something you got to sit down and write on a piece of paper first and do it at the same time.
well, Moonshine. What
So
you trying to? What's
this
going
is what
on
they
with
were
you, bro?
talking about: law depot, how free, revocable trust, living trust, and
Yeah, so
then
are
what
you
you get to
setting up
put
a
on.
trust for you? Who will be placing the assets? Is it gonna be you? Is it gonna be somebody else? Like, do you got a sister doing this for you? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so my question is, if I were to have my kids as my beneficiary, I would just do them myself, correct?
Shit, I mean, I would start filling out the form and start clicking until I figure it the fuck out. It's all
Got you, got you.
self-explanatory. I would
I
read
got
the
you. I
questions
got you.
and
I
figure it the
got
fuck
you. I
out.
got
It's
you.
self-explanatory.
I got you.
Oh, come on, man. I mean,
No,
just leave
he
them.
know it's all love. It's just more so if I go grocery shopping, cook the fucking food, make you a
Right.
plate, I gotta feed you too, and now you saying I'm being aggressive? Come
And
on
you
now.
know, and you know what you want, right?
No,
You
I
know
get
what you
you. I
want.
got you.
You know what
I
you
got
want.
you.
You got
I
the
got
cart.
you.
Put it in the cart.
Trust me, I done got people what you looking for, and the man over here to my right, this who somebody who I peekaboo on listening to. So when I tell you, I ain't no motherfucker gonna debunk me. So and if I'm listening to him, what that tell you? That's all I'm saying. Cause everybody who y'all go, when y'all get off of his law, hey, they ain't talking about this, and this is what really settles your accounts. Y'all want to know about debt set-offs? Y'all just fucking learned about it in 10 minutes, and he didn't even run through the whole thing. Just to get y'all FYI.
That was only 30%.
And
Just try
what
to
he
point you in
gave
the
you,
right direction.
I was just about to say, what he gave you was enough to make the company say, well, shit, we need to drop this claim against their ass because they going to be coming back on us with, because this case going to be without prejudice anyway when they dismiss it. So you can come back on, with securities fraud. The man already gave you the play. You got to just see what's going on.
Just got to run it.
And Rob Brown, if it's an incomplete process, it's probably because whatever you got going on ain't working in your life. That's why I say it sounds like an incomplete process to you. Because something ain't going right in your life. We good over here.
Man, we all got problems, man.
You feel me?
We all got problems.
And we don't do processes over here. We are the process.
Well, one thing that I could say, if it's an incomplete process, if you was in my Telegram group, I got a thing called documentation kills conversation. And it'll definitely kill your conversation for what you be looking at.
They better listen.
Period.
They better listen.
I don't have to fight with nobody. I'm not gonna argue with nobody. I show you more than I can tell you.
I got the court case to show you me in the city. It's literally, I can show you me versus the world. That's the difference between me and other people. I can show you literally case files of me versus the world. So that's why I'm telling y'all need to listen to Vincent. And whenever Mr. Difficult doing his rants, y'all need to just pick up what he putting down. And if Moonshine give me his due diligence, I'm not telling y'all to go with nobody's shit because they said did it. Me do it. I'm telling y'all to go look at the forums y'all heard Vincent say. Go look at the whistleblower forms. Go look at the forms telling you you can report your information with the transactions. And go look at the 1099B and see the CUSIP area that he said. And then go look at a 1099A and say, where is it at? Go look at the C. You feel me? Why ain't y'all asking what is a 1099D, E, and all the other forms that they don't talk about, if those even exist? Y'all get me? So when y'all really doing this stuff, you asking other questions besides the basic questions that we're asking today. This stuff ain't really hard, y'all. We make it harder on ourselves. We are really the creditor from the beginning. All we just showed y'all with it today is how to express it properly. And they say, oh, you right. I guess we'll let you slide. That's it. Because you got everything that deletes the presumptions that they have any delegated authority over this East state or over you. And when you do your address change and all that too, they're gonna say, wow, you're really not here. You're really not in our jurisdiction. Y'all think I'm lying? Go to court. And when the judge say we gonna check the address for that East state, y'all gonna see I wasn't lying when I say that change of address is a bad boy. When you know what you're doing.
That's
Especially
why they ask.
drug-free delivery.
Hey, look,
Hey,
relatable. I can speak on that too because
hey, guys, hold on. Quick question. Because on the paperwork it says, in all the paperwork they said is all parents are supposed to notify the court of their permanent address. That's why they do that, huh?
I just told you permanent don't mean, oh, I gotta be stuck here forever. Permanent mean I'm here today. Next week I'm gonna be permanently in Florida. or the week after that, or 2 or 7 weeks later, I'm gonna be permanently in Oregon.
But that's why they ask that, right? Or they want that.
I'm gonna put it like this. Have you called them and asked them that? Have you told them, hey, I domicile in this location, and I was wondering, are you guys asking for this? Like, have you just tried to make up an example to see what they would say? You know,
No.
sometimes you got to do test runs if you're gonna do some shit.
Not only that, he doesn't know who he is though. He doesn't know who he really
Oh,
is.
okay. Well,
No, but like seriously though, like when you start calling these people and like asking them like you're scared of them and like, oh my god, like what did I do wrong and all that stuff. You're giving them power. Like first of all, like I've never seen any of you people in my life. I've never seen any of you. So like who are you to tell me what to do? That's the foundation. And
no, that's true. And then also, how'd you get my private personal information, such as my phone number, my address, or whatever it is, without my knowledge and consent? Who did you get it from? How much did you purchase it for from them if you did purchase it? Okay, are you willing to give me all these answers under the penalty of perjury if you gonna run your mouth and give me an answer? Okay, if not, when I file this summons and send your ass to court, keep that same energy. And then
That's
you
even
hit it
like,
with the trustee play. Go ahead, OG.
I mean, that's even like when third party debt collectors call me. The first thing I say, are you a third party debt collector? Yes. How much do you say I owe? Well, according to the such and such, you owe $9,439. Can I please have your EIN number to your
Mm-hmm.
corporation? The dumb girl gave it to me. Guess what she got in the mail?
The IRS reporting tax document.
She got a 1099-B because it's on my credit report, right?
Mm-hmm.
It came off my credit report in 4 days. Once that B got accepted and they went to them, it was off my credit report. You see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
I heard
Reversing
the
the whole
story where
thing.
somebody got his whole credit report wiped out off of one court case.
You can do that. You can do that with anything. You can do that with the county. I seen somebody do it with the county recorder's office in the newspaper.
Well, here's another thing. Think about it. If you go look at your credit report, one says Experian, one says TransUnion, and one says Equifax, right? I would add up every debt that's on there and then add it all up and send them a B on it. You see where I'm going with this?
Mm-hmm. And that's why I tell people, while y'all listening to people tell y'all clear up your credit report, how the fuck you gonna claim something if you get it cleared? But what do I know? I'm just young, you know. I don't help people for free and for cheap.
I mean, time is valuable, brother. We understand that.
But with that being said, everybody, man, I'm about to go ahead and throw my big toe in the air, man. You know,
Yeah,
these
it's 3
50s,
o'clock in
man,
the
be
morning,
killing
man.
me.
I'm gonna go to sleep too, man.
All right, everybody. Peace and love. Peace and love, everybody.
Peace and love, brother.
Hey, man,
Peace out.
appreciate
All
y'all
right.
coming on, man. Hey, look, man, appreciate y'all coming on. Feel free to enter anytime. I'll give you the floor, and it's all love.
All right, everybody, I'm out. I'm about to go look all this shit up on YouTube. Thank you. Everyone. I'll get at you later.
Yeah, make sure you get it to Dostar page. I am Dostar.
I am dust. All right, let me read that.
It's on my story. I posted it in my story.
All right, everybody, I'm gone.
Let me
All
see.
right, Mr. Difficult. Thank you.
Mr. Difficult, you said you about to get off, or you still on?
I'll keep going if you want to, brother.
Let me see. I'll cook a little bit and see what everybody want to talk about.
Thank
You
you.
know, you got Danny in the chat too.
I'm looking at this irrevocable trust stuff right now.
Walk with me then. We'll just do that and then I'll get off. Walk with me.
Okay.
Damn, like my phone is freezing up.
So I got this. It's talking about
Here
the
we go.
grantor. Then you got the trustee, the beneficiaries, the distribution, the final details, and then the print and download. It seems to be the steps. So the
Now,
name.
before you print and download, You supposed to edit the trust and add in all this sovereign shit that you've been hearing about from Yusuf L and everybody else I heard you say.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay.
where all that come in. Otherwise, you just filed a blank ass trust.
Okay.
But when you finish that trust, you can just copy and paste everything from Law Depot into Google Docs or whatever you do, Word or whatever, and then do your due diligence on it, print it out, get multiple copies of it, take it to the county recorder's office, uh, Secretary of State, Attorney General, do your due diligence.
Word.
Get the seals. And also, if you can, take your birth certificate to the registrar. Well, I would honestly look into Minnesota Rule 220 and then get real acquainted with the registrar in your state. And I would go to my county and look at the fucking departments all around the county building and find the R word I just told you.
Yeah. I just actually just got my long form not that long ago.
And you need to send it to the Secretary of State where you born at if need be. And they gonna send it back with a seal, two seals. One of them is gonna be they paper like taping it together with like a gold seal at the top. And then the fat seal is gonna be on the big paper that they gonna send you, saying that they authorized or whatever your birth certificate authenticated or whatever.
Yeah, that's the apostille or whatever, right?
However you want to do it, because I don't know if you're foreign or not. That's why I ain't say it.
Yeah, no, I'm not foreign. Well, I mean, technically, we all are.
See what I'm saying? Some people mentally ain't. Some people is.
I get what you're saying. It really is all about keeping your mind stayed in where you really are, and I get what you guys mean by once you figure out who you really are.
Hmm. My favorite questions is, who are you? And if they had to issue you a check, how the fuck they gonna do that? Am I lying, Mr. Difficult?
Oh man, keep going, brother. I'm trying to figure that part out now because I feel like I'm set up. I just need to start executing.
For instance, if you know who you are and you know what you're in control of, then you know what account and routing number motherfucker should be sending your funds to. So that debunks the whole who you are. And if they had to send you a check or if they had to pay you, how would they do it? Because you know you have a trust account. And then you already have a trust. Your trust is recognized by the bank and your trust account is recognized by the bank. So when you go to court, you can have the court. Basically, when y'all go to court, man, it's really up to you. Whatever you put in that paperwork sets you up to where you either under their jurisdiction or you under your own or somebody else's nation's jurisdiction. Because you can create a trust, make your trust be a nation, and then now you can say you live in the nation of what the fuck, you know? So that's basically how simple this shit is. Mind you, as a living man or woman, you live wherever you stand. So when I tell y'all myself to ignore correcting your status, what the fuck are you correcting if nothing was ever wrong? Things was just set in place for you and you were never taught how to properly operate them. And once you learn how to properly operate them, you're not correcting a status. You are declaring who you are as a status. And that's not correcting anything because nothing is wrong. You don't own the name. You are learning that the name was originally created for you on your behalf, and it was given to you like a dirty gun. And your peoples told you, here, take this birth certificate, take this social security card, take this and don't tell nobody. But as soon as your ass needed a job, you gave it to them. But you never thought, am I being extorted for this? Am I paying them? And then whatever money that I'm asking them for, I'm asking them to pay me back like I'm special needs. So I'm like, let me get it every 2 weeks instead of annually. I ain't never clicked annually. And y'all listening to somebody who's never clicked annually. But every time I've worked, I had the option to, and I always chose bi-weekly. When I talked to somebody who clicked annually, they said, man, That's why y'all struggling, because y'all don't comprehend that if they, and mind you, most jobs now, they probably ain't even gonna offer you the opportunity to choose annually or bi-weekly. They telling you it's bi-weekly, 15 an hour or such and such an hour, and this, that, and the third. When you're not realizing, they're telling you like a credit card company, we're gonna pay you this amount per month or this amount annually. And when you look at how much that is a month, that's basically your estimated paycheck. So if you estimated to make 30,000 a year, what's the difference between the bank saying they're gonna give you 30,000 in credit or a loan versus the job saying they're gonna hire you for 30,000 and you only getting paid not even the whole thing regardless. And then 9 times out of 10 with the job, you owe them back because you're working for free. You're doing labor for free. As a cashier, as a whatever stalker, whatever, you're doing labor for free. Voluntary. That's why it's not involuntary servitude. That's why companies aren't shutting down. Cause you saying shit, I gotta get up tomorrow and go to work. Nigga, you got up and went there. You should have already got paid up front and did a contract with them, letting them know I'm gonna come in on this date, this time, this, that, and the third. If I don't, then I'll breach the contract. Give me all my money in full. Instead, you agreed to what they offered. Y'all not comprehending what tendering a payment means. Y'all not comprehending the three things that consider shit a payment. Number one, it has to be written. Number two, there has to be a promise to pay. Number three, you have to sign for it. Didn't you sign for an offer that was promised to be paid? And mind you, that means you just made a payment to that company. So that means every time you get paid now, just like in accounting, it comes back. Whatever's done on the left is done on the right. But in public accounting, the left hand never knows what the right hand does. I'm sorry, in public accounting, the left hand knows what the right hand does because the left hand is the right hand. But in private, the left hand never lets the right hand know anything. So that's why y'all confused as fuck, because y'all getting introduced to the left hand and the right hand and not realizing it's all still the left hand and you still in public, because y'all got motherfuckers teaching you how to send dispute letters to the creditor when that ain't doing nothing but teaching you how to stay in commerce. You ain't telling them you a living man and you are the authorized agent on behalf of that name that they're trying to say that you owe credit for when that name issue credit to them and so on and so. Y'all ain't coming like that. Y'all telling them that they need to dispute the debt. This is a late payment and should be reporting on my report and the bureaus, and y'all don't even know the fucking bureaus ain't even bureaus. The CFPB is the only bureau. The rest of them are nationwide credit reporting agencies, NCRAs, which means they're literally not shit. They're LLCs, which means if you don't believe me, this is going to make everybody, all 81 people in here say, this is what makes me different. And that's why I'm not on TikTok a lot. When you went to the dealer or wherever, they told you TransUnion, they're gonna report your shit to TransUnion, Equifax, or TransUnion, Equifax, or TransUnion, Equifax, or Experian. So when they told you that, you didn't think, wait a minute. They told me they was gonna report to them three. They didn't say they was gonna report on my consumer report. Am I lying, y'all? Put flames in the chat. Y'all comprehend what I'm saying.
I got you. I got you.
I know. I know it made you say, That's the whole point. Cause I know what's gonna make you do that. I'm telepathic. But let's see. Also, when you look at your stuff, you never thought, okay, before if things seem like what it seem and they telling me I can't rescind it, why not just file a state, the highest state lawsuit, or let me just read the contract and say, it says federal and state laws are applicable. So that means I could take this to the highest state court or the highest or the most common district court or federal court near me. And then when I do either one, I need to decide. If I go to the federal court, that means all these rich white folks or all these rich people are literally going to be my jury. But if I do the state, I might have El Chapo grandson and Debo from around the corner and Karen from up the street might be my jury. So when you understand the state is doing that, but watch this. when you realize the state is still cousins with the officer you're trying to sue, the DMV that you're trying to go against, the dealership that you're trying to go against, when you realize the state is in bed with them, you realize I want everything in federal court where the exhibits are going to be examined, where the evidence is going to be reviewed, where my statements are going to be looked at like I am a living man and not a fictitious entity. I want everything to be viewed in a certain stature. And when you deal with the state, just like Conspiracy Fact said, there's no remedy. Remedy simply means, oh, I filed a lawsuit, they denied it. Or, oh, I filed a lawsuit, they approved it, but the other company filed a breach of venue or a motion to dismiss and they were approved for it. So now you seeing how quick the companies are allowed to get over. Or the landlord sends you a weak ass notice saying you got 20 days to respond to this. Otherwise, we're going to assume you owe this debt. And then you don't respond for 20 days when all you had to do was respond. And then they taking your ass to court, pasting that fucking paper to the petition and the summons. And now you going to court for something all you had to do was respond back to. And if you would have responded back telling them any stopper was in effect, and now you go to court because they tried to sue you for it like a landlord. They tried to evict you. You can show the judge I already sent them something saying the estoppel was in effect. And 9 times out of 10, when you read civil cases and you read answers, you learn the options that they give you to choose. Why are you filing this answer? The word estoppel is there. So when you're clicking, why are you doing your answer? That's one reason. And then you can say see attached. Draft your documents and say, hey, this is what this is who I am. I was born here. I am not in this state or this, that, and the third. You might have done a change of address, or you can do the post office play. Physical address is the brick and mortar of the post office. The mailing is the P.O. box. But you got to buy the P.O. box and get the brick and mortar from them. You can't just put down their shit. And if I was you, I would look at the main post office when I do this so they know I'm talking my shit. And by the way, I live 5 minutes away from the main post office, so I'm talking my shit. But anyway, so when you're doing all of these things, like I said to y'all earlier, when you go to court now, if you had to walk in, since people are scared or being scared to not go, if you had to walk in and you say, I don't even live here in this state or whatever the case, because you file in your own jurisdiction, this, that, and the third, or you sending your letter saying all of this, letting it talk for you. When you get there, they're going to check the address for the East State that you claimed. When you declared all of this on the court record and you filed it with your complaint and your summons and all your other exhibits, because you just filed extra shit to be on the record with your complaint, declaring to be alive and so on and so forth, all at one time, you send all of that to whoever you want to process server your shit. They're going to decipher what's needed and what's not. You stop making this shit harder for yourself. Now you learned how to file a fucking lawsuit. And by the way, in federal court, I do believe they decide when the hearings are because it's on the judge's time and discretion, but you can request a sooner date. But in state court, you can decide the hearing and time and everything and then summon that other party. So realize what y'all doing when y'all trying to sue a company. And by the way, do y'all not know you can easily file a lawsuit faster than you can get approved for a credit card? If only y'all knew.
But don't it cost money though? Like you gotta
Shit, when you can't read the inability to fucking pay for them and you don't know how to write an explanatory statement attached, like how you do your passport, hell no. Yeah, you gonna pay. You deserve to pay because you don't fucking read.
the ADA, right?
Is it inability to pay for them, or it might say waiver or a deferral to pay? Uh, they do, or it's an indigent form, like what Danny just said, because they sent me that and they told me they need me to fill out that, and I sent they ass my own explanatory statement. I don't go by what you tell me. I know I have the liberty to send you what I know you can comprehend, and if you can't comprehend it, your fucking job position is in question, my boy or ma'am.
See, thank you, man. That's a good way to put it in words.
Yeah, I know my name.
Because that's the thing. Like, my thing is this: how are they telling you what to do? Like, I can't get off that square. I'm gonna stand on that square.
You
Who are
just
you?
answered it. You said, how are they telling you
What
what
to
to
do?
do? Because you allowed them to say words and you went with them instead
Exactly.
of asking questions.
Exactly.
Because asking is king. Listening makes you a peasant.
And I tried it, man. Not only did I try it, I did it. I went into the courtroom, and all I did was ask questions, and I just witnessed that judge. She did the Macarena, bro.
You see what I did with B? Look what he did. Now they ass biting their fingernails if they even got any left.
Yep.
It's not hard. You just gotta know when they trying to grab them cojones of yours. You gotta know how to step back and grab your own cojones and say these mine. And I got them. They big too. So what y'all trying to do? If matter of fact, I need to see your assumed name before I can even do business with you. Otherwise, what the fuck are we doing?
And that's what I'm on now. That's what I'm like trying to master right now because I got my names. I got my Minnesotas. Right. I'm gonna make business cards out of them and just start handing them out to the police officers or whoever's trying to contract with me. And then I have my fee schedule and all of that attached with it.
Even the clerk of the court, because now the court has to show you their assumed name in order for them to do business with you.
Right.
Otherwise, whatever cases they got on you, hey,
Right. And why is my name all over these papers?
because they want to see that Vince play with the IRS and the case number and the CUSIP.
Yep.
That's why they think Fat Meat greasy. They don't think you know how to handwrite a letter with your thumbprint attached with a signature stating that you are the authorized representative for the principal and that you need them to audit the transaction. Here's the account number, here's the company EIN, and if you don't got the EIN, here goes the company name, address, and phone number. Here's the lead manager's name, and you feel me? When y'all doing this type of shit, when y'all sending them all that information, giving them all that. Now, that's another way that you can write to the IRS. You just hand wrote a letter. Y'all don't believe me? Go look at any IRS form, like the 1099A, B, or C, and see somewhere on there, or 3949A. I like to do it like that because I know it's there. On the 3949A form, you're going to see somewhere on there, uh, I swear under penalty of perjury.
Yep.
That mean that the IRS form is an affidavit. So in my mind, from the hood, I can read this form and draft a love letter to the IRS, like how these gurus teach me how to dispute debt to the credit bureaus. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
write a regular letter to the IRS, but I'm going to read the 3949A form and use its language. And then attach a 3949A to it, and then mention in the love letter a copy of the form that I'm referencing this letter to is attached.
Man, you creating, bro. They
I
got their
know.
magic, you got yours.
Making something out of nothing, because what if you in jail?
Yes.
What if you in jail and you can't make no print? You can't print out a form, but you can handwrite a letter.
Yeah.
And then when you get out, you can send them the letter saying this was the form I was referring this letter to when I was locked up. Or vice versa. Wait till you get out and just send the letter with the you see what I'm saying? Either way, or fill it out to the best of your ability and stop and put C attached on the form.
Yes.
They're not gonna call you and say, yo, we can't do this shit. Fill this out. Otherwise, you feel me? They gonna read that. Somebody gotta read that letter in order for them to even say why they couldn't do this. Cause the letter could probably explain you got see your hand shake when you write. You know, it can explain anything. So them ignoring it, the IRS just violated the Disability Act. So it's like you putting yourself in play by writing this shit out. And then a lunge is another way of doing it as well. And that's you can also with an allunge, you can do like pay to the order of and this, that, and the third. So that's another thing you can do, but a lot of people ain't gonna comprehend that out the gate. A lot of people still trying to comprehend who the fuck they are before they even learn how to make a payment. So that's what I teach people is learn who you are first, then learn how to make a payment, then learn how to press the issue because you didn't authorize a payment, and then you learn how to operate everything throughout all of that. And within all of that process, you're gonna learn how to deal with a trust. That's it. So now when you doing the whole thing, about time you get done, you comprehend how to press the button with the trust before you even got the trust. So when you get it, you now know how to put it in play again because you already comprehend the 56 form because it's a 56 form and a 56F form. So you got to comprehend the difference in why you're doing one or the other or one and the other. It's so much, y'all, that we could be here all night, but at the end of the day, I just ask people, what do you want? When if I could be the judge right now, and if anybody needed help, I always ask them, what do you want? And then when they say, oh, I just want this clear from my name. Okay, well, that just means you ain't gonna get no fucking money because I didn't hear you say that. Then it's, oh, no, I want to get paid for, oh, I thought so. So now you want to be descriptive. So figure it the fuck out and know what the fuck you want when I ask you that. Because when you say you want this clear from your report, well, that means you're going to have to go through a motherfucker who can pay you and clear this report. Because if you get it cleared, which I can show you how to do, you can't claim the shit no more because it ain't there for as a proof. That's the difference. Everybody want their credit cleared, but what about the credit experience from that transaction? You do know you can remove all the negative things from that transaction off of your report, and now the history of that transaction is still there. But the actual transaction that transpired shouldn't even be there. They shouldn't even be telling you there's a late payment. Transactions shouldn't even be on the consumer report when y'all really know what you're doing. And that's why I stopped being on social media, listening to people like Durain De Levante and all type of other people, because I realized when you that big and you that marketable, it's a catch-22 or catch-21 to all that shit. And when I learned what I did wrong, I realized he never taught you how to operate outside of the office of person. He never told you you were a living man. And when I heard Yusuf El, it was like, yeah, but he stay in a fucking pocket. He don't teach outside of a certain pocket. And if he
Speak on it.
tried to, his brain would pop. Cause you could tell how good he teach American jurisprudence and everything in that lane. So, or how the banks and securities is this, that, and the third. He goes well into that. Now, when y'all listening to everybody else, they cool. I appreciate everybody, but y'all got to look at your situation and say, what am I fucked up on as the most expensive thing? And then what's the least expensive thing? Okay, let me tackle my phone bill since it's the cheapest. Let me prove to myself I can tell them my trust paid for this because I know I gave up my social. I know I gave up my driver's license, but I know if I just flat out tell them that, they're going to look at me crazy even if I send them 15 USC 1602 lowercase letter L. If I send them this, they're going to look at me crazy. But if I put this shit on court record and compel the judge to ask them to put this shit on record or compel the defendant to produce the original note, the original credit application, this, that, and the third, now they got to show it or now they want to settle out of court. And then when I'm using a case law or if I'm using when you turn a company into a case law, you can use your own case as definition. How you think I'm able to beat my own eviction? Okay, let me go. Mind you, I mean, how you think I'm able to beat others' evictions since I beat my own eviction? So at the end of the day, I'm showing y'all not reading the contracts. The paper that you sitting up here looking at that confirms you gotta pay every month is the same paper reminding you ain't gotta pay shit if you just looked at it and read. But until then, you're gonna have to take a shower, get ready for work, and get up in the morning, huffing and puffing, get your coffee, and go to work because you ain't realizing, damn, the car contract told me I done gave them more than what the car paid for what the car is worth. If the car worth 20,000, the contract from the real dealerships, Hyundai and them, it tells you you paid them about 60, 70,000. And you still gotta pay them every month the car note. So how come the car ain't paid for with the 70,000? Y'all not looking at that and going back up there the next day, recording the conversations when you go in person. All of y'all come to me asking me for help, but y'all not recording the conversations in person when you talk to these people. When you on the phone with these people, you're not recording. But every time you talk to me or a judge, y'all be like, well, they said this. And I'll be like, okay, well, let me get that recording from you. Or let me get that, give me that email. Or let me get that. You say, well, I ain't recorded. I ain't how the fuck you didn't document it, but you talking about they said it? How can you prove it then? So if he slapped you or anything and your face healed up in 20 minutes or it never was bruised, how can you prove anything? You didn't record it. It ain't documented. You don't got a witness. So y'all gotta realize, and then y'all don't even realize the power of a competent witness. A valid witness with a valid driver's license that's still operating in the office of person can get your ass through the courts and you don't even need to show your ID. They do. The fuck? They goofy enough to still be in the office of person. So come on, let's go real quick. I need you to go with me. Y'all feel me? When y'all know what you're doing, you know how to operate and do big. You're doing more than business. You're doing banking, you're contracting, you're doing trust. You're also establishing partnerships instead of limited liability. Because limited liability means I can strip you naked and strip your company naked. You ain't safe. Little do y'all know. And without a LLC, I can just strip you naked.
I'm trying to
So
get on
either
your
way it
level.
go, huh?
I'm trying to get on your level.
It ain't no level. It's in you, not on you. But either way it go, y'all need a trust. So when you get a trust, everything you got now can be transferred from out of this trust into the next trust. So when I thought I could sue the public trust, the secondary trust that you deeded shit to has that asset that you knew I was coming for. And if you leave any assets in there, they ain't gonna be worth shit if it ain't worth shit. So when they come for that trust, they're gonna say, it's kind of like we all agreed this where the house is where all the money and the dope is. We run up in there and ain't shit in there but pieces of paper and a money order. And we like, what the hell we gonna do with that? I thought this was the house where all the dope and money was at. That's what I mean by you moved everything from out of the first trust into the second trust. You moved dope spots. So when they come kick the door in, wrong door. That's it. But the thing is, you doing it electronically because that's what they're moving everything to. But the thing is, you have to mentally process everything so it can physically be done so you can get it electronically reflecting all through this nation. And when you dissect that you are not in DC, unless you are in a fucking file cabinet, then that's on you. But I know I grew up in a hood where I grew up on land and my people didn't teach us domicile. So when I figured out all of that, I realized I don't live where y'all saying I live. I live everywhere I stand. I live in Burger King if I went in Burger King. I live in the mall. Y'all don't hear people rap like that and say that? I live in the mall. People have said these things. These words people be telling you, it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. He's really talking about himself. He came to the age of majority and realized who he was and found a good beat to step to. He's dancing in rhythm with himself now. And by the way, that's Timberland and Aaliyah. Pick yourself up and try again.
Yeah.
So when I'm telling y'all these words, I take them and go somewhere else with them. Michael Jackson, Man in a Mirror. Y'all don't know who the fuck y'all are. Y'all think y'all 40 different names and can't figure out which one is what when you're not realizing the same way how you know you got 40, 50 different variations is the same way how you can claim all 40, 50 different variations. If you claim you Junebug to your mama, your dad to your baby, your girlfriend call you bae, if you all these other names and then on the block you MC Get Money Quick. Why all of a sudden now I tell you, oh, your first, middle, and last name got variations to it, and you got to do upper, lowercase, upper, all lowercase, upper, all caps. You got to do everything, and so on trademark it. You can create an entity and then copyright your names, and You know, when I'm telling you all this, it's like people brain fart. It's like I don't get it. I really don't get. It's like, how do y'all not get Dwayne Johnson is also The Rock, but Dwayne Johnson is not his real name. His real name could be Dwayne Henry Johnson, aka Dwayne Henry of the nation of Johnson, or of the family of Johnson. His last name is not his name.
I'm gonna have Mr. Difficult on the driver's license.
You feel me? I'ma have FAFO. That means fuck around and find out. FAAFO. FAFO. They gonna be like, what that
I'm
mean?
fucking dead.
Fuck around and find out. Y'all think I'm lying. When I get it, I'ma post it too.
That's ill.
That's all I'm telling y'all. It's not hard. The thing is, most of y'all damn near opting yourself into being a 14th Amendment citizen, into being a Title 26 citizen. So that's the thing. So in my mind, I'm like, shit, I can't hold you back from opting into being a piece of paper and then going to jail and then questioning, why am I being treated like nothing, or like treated like shit, or treated like a thing? Because you opted into being one before they sent you to court. They asked you, was you the name? You said yes. You then deemed to be a fiction. So anything they want to do with you, they can do with you. It's common sense. Once you think about it and realize, oh, it's no different than somebody walking up to me with a gun in my head and said, are you JD? And you like, yeah. Then he just blam your shit. And you like, damn, why he do that? You just opted into being what he was looking for. And mind you, if you asking my name, that means you don't know me. Because everybody that know my name know
Oh, come on.
something about me. They know I go by this. They know I go by relatable. They know I go by infinite. I go by baby, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying?
No
So
first-hand knowledge.
you feel me? So if you asking me questions like this, that means if I tell you I am your superior, how can you deny me if you didn't even know my name from the beginning?
Come on with it.
But I'm done. Like I said, that's why I don't charge X, Y, and Z amounts. Because motherfuckers be sitting up here trying to act like they know it all when they can't sit up here and show y'all the cases they got against a city. Like I can. They can't show you that they declared to be alive on record. Like I can. They can't show you the court recognized me as a living man. Y'all see what I'm saying? That's the difference in. Y'all see, you can go to the registrar, you can go to the county recorder's office, or you can be in a court case. Either way it go, or in the newspaper for 2 weeks, and then get the affidavit of publication from them, you good. So it's different ways of how y'all can adjust declaring to be alive, but correcting a status, that's just my e-verify and then FOIA. Oops. If y'all really want to know how to correct your status, go fucking learn what my e-verify does, and then
I
go learn
just
what
did that
FOIA
not that
does.
long ago.
You know, they changed that
Exactly.
up though, man, because I tried it and then they was like, oh, you didn't do it correctly.
Exactly. They told you didn't do it correctly. Mind you, I can be funny, put my shit on the camera. It's right here on the binder. You know what I'm saying?
I wrote my number down and everything.
And you feel me?
Wait, bro. Here's the
I know.
thing. I'm saying though, like by the time I got to it, they done switched it up already.
That's the
I could
thing.
probably walk you through it because I just did it like
Yeah.
literally a couple days ago.
You did it a
You
couple
can do
of
that shit. You can literally
Yeah.
go take a shit and do it and be done by the time you finish shitting.
So check this out. When I did my e-verify the first time, it was coming up with because they pull things through what you've signed in documents and stuff like that, and so they were pulling up something that wasn't related to me. So I kept disputing it, and then it was like, well, you can't do it at this point in time. And then I came back and did it a couple days later, and they figured who I was out, asked me the questions that they asked me, and I confirmed them, and then bam, I got my number like that.
How many letters was it?
What do you mean letters? It's a number.
No. Like, how many times did it take before you like you did you have to keep like resubmitting and like keep?
One.
So they ask you questions, and I just did it twice so far. But the when I kept doing it, the first time when it was bringing up like a different person asking me different questions that didn't apply to me,
Like it asked me if I bought a house within the past 5 years or whatever, and I haven't bought a house in the past 5 years, so I kept saying no, and then it was saying sorry, we can't verify who you are. Basically, essentially is what it says, and so then it was like try again later. So then I had created an account, so I was just like, all right, whatever, I'll come back to it later. I came back to it a few days later, and then I did it, and it asked me all the questions that assigned that were properly to me, that I answered yes to, and then it freaking gave me a number right after that. And it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 numbers and 2 letters. Fuck with me.
So like, here's the thing, right? So like, say for instance, I wanted to create my own magic, right? And instead of filling out their form and going through that, right? I just sent him an affidavit saying I'm not a U.S. citizen. Can you prove that I am? And if they don't respond, you hit them with another one. They don't respond, you hit them with another one, right? You get the default, you take it to there, get it like a summary judgment. To me, that's another way of doing it, right?
You ain't gotta do it 3 times. You just send it once and wait 30 days, like a landlord damn near.
Yep, and once
Right.
they don't
Okay.
respond, then it's
See?
done.
Okay.
You
Now,
got
okay.
default
Right.
dishonest. They're dishonest.
Literally.
Right. So
Literally.
like let's just skip doing their forms. I'm gonna just send you an affidavit or a declaration, either or. And if you don't respond, then I mean, and silence is acquiesce, then that's my evidence right there.
But
But
what if
see,
they
you
come
gonna have to
back with a
take
response though?
Huh?
What if they come back with a response saying, "Oh, well, you have a driver's license, so on and so forth," or whatever they want to use?
All right. I'll be like, produce the contract.
they gonna send you that shit if they say you got it. Trust me, because they ain't gonna talk for no
Yeah, because
reason.
they ain't gonna play no games.
Right. Like, well, I mean, if
Remember?
that's the case, send me the contract. Send me the contract.
Shit,
And
they gonna send you the reference numbers for that shit, so you gonna know how to locate it. Trust me.
yeah,
They
that's why.
did somebody like that. Trust me. I know somebody who put in their name and they told them, "Nah, boy, you a U.S. citizen, my boy." And they said, "Oh shit, oh
Well,
shit."
produce it. Like, yeah, that's fine. That's great. But let me see the contract.
The same paper that you gonna believe when they say you not one is the same paper that you receive when they say you got one.
So like,
Yeah.
I put a post out about it, right? I went to the DMV, and I was like, I don't want to sign in electronically. I've got like I had my spy glasses on. They didn't know I was recording them or anything. You see what I'm saying? And I was like, no, I just want to fill out a paper application. Can I fill out a paper? No, well, we don't do that anymore. Well, I mean, yeah, I just kept pressing it. Oh, we only do that for the elderly. And I wanted to hit him with the discrimination, but I was just like, ma'am, I just want to have a. They ended up giving me the paper, right? I fill it out. I did all the stuff, fill it out right there in the DMV, right? And they kept stopping me to the point where they put me on the phone with the district manager, and I'm like, well, I don't understand. Like, I just want to file it, right? I want to know. I said I want to know what I'm signing, right? I want to know what I'm signing. If I'm signing an electronic signature, I don't know what I'm signing. Sir, sorry, that's not how we do things. And like, just angry, like, and belligerent on their end. And I'm just like, hey, I just want to see what I'm signing. I need to keep one for my records. I mean, this is just basics for me, but they didn't want to do it. I get up to the front of the window, and the woman is like, no, you've got to sign it like it's written on your birth certificate. Ain't no UCC on your birth certificate, sir. And I said, you know what? I ain't know the codes and all that stuff yet. So I just said, look, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back and try again when I'm ready to slap y'all in the face with it. You know what I mean?
I would have just A.R.R. all capital, and then I would have put without recourse. And left it at that.
If I wrote anything else, they was like, sir, that's not on your. You got to write it like it's on your birth certificate. And I was just like, what are you talking about?
I would have asked her, well, can you show me what my birth certificate look like so I know what you're referring to?
Exactly.
Otherwise, man, what you talking about? How you know this ain't what my birth certificate say?
Mm-hmm.
Was you there when I was born? Oh, I thought so. Okay, then. Matter of fact, let me get your company EIN. Matter of fact, go get your manager too.
met with a couple of managers, and they came back with a statute that said, "Oh, you've got to sign it a certain way," and I said, "I don't understand that,
You
ma'am."
didn't ask them, wait, are y'all giving me legal advice? Which one
Right,
of y'all are
right,
attorneys?
right, right.
Yeah,
Cause and
exactly.
then I would have said, you know what, that's fine. Can I get the paper, please? And I would have took it and said, here's my exhibit. And matter of fact, if y'all don't give it to me now, I got y'all on record. Here, I'm a subpoena y'all to court. Y'all better bring this motherfucking document, and y'all better come show the lawyer y'all bar licenses and X, Y, and Z. Otherwise, I'm gonna send you this invoice, and this what I need. And here go my fee schedule. And I need you to see your assumed name. But see, I'm coming like that though. But that's me. I'm coming with a whole little packet, little 4 or 5 page packet for them in case they act up. You're like, oh, and like you said, the card, yeah, front side copyright, back side assumed name. There's a QR code on both sides so they can scan the motherfucker. When they scan it, it's going to let them know, hey, you are in trouble and you have not been fined if you are reading this. Please leave your information below, and this is tracked, recorded, and every entry of this QR code is tracked and recorded. Failure to proceed will constitute the following. They ain't gonna read everything on that motherfucking link. Next thing you know, shit, I already got it recorded anyway. And then, like I said, when you got the card set up right and you got it tracking shit, that when every time it gets scanned, it's like, hey, they might want to be wise about every time they run that DOT number now. Because they run that DOT number and that QR code on there and so on and so forth. And you got some of the same information linked to that DOT plate. They're gonna be like, oh shit, that FAFO real.
I got a question about the trademark.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're filling it out, it starts off with the assigner. The assigner is me, correct?
I mean, is well, how can I make it make sense? Aren't you basically? Well, they should have an index on there telling you the definition for a signer. But yes, I would agree that would be the name.
Okay.
Because when you're doing your Minnesota, the applicant is actually the name holder. So, AKA the slave master name. So it's not the all caps name. So
Yeah.
when you look at that and you looking at it like I did, how you looking at that is how I looked at the Minnesota. And when I figured out, when I read the index before I've tried to fill out any forms, they literally define what these words mean. You just gotta do your research. I see you don't like to read. You like shit given to you. We
No,
got
no,
we
I
got
was reading it, but I just wanted to know because like I'm on the site right now. Like, what?
No, you good, but they normally got it there for you in the it's like either in the index or in one of they frequently asked questions or like when I say they normally have it, ain't nobody gonna ask you to fill out a form and they ain't got the definitions or they not defining whatever you looking for basically.
Okay, I
That's what
got it right here. Man,
see, look, have I ever lied?
Representations and warranties in a trademark assignment. There we go. Meanings.
See,
Full disclosure.
I
All
ain't
the way
never
at the
lied.
bottom. All the way at the bottom. And this is the Law Depot as well.
See how quick you found that? That's what I mean by now you can teach yourself how to draft your trust and so on and so forth. When you seeing that the definitions for shit is already there for you, you just got to play the crossword puzzle game instead of not trying to play. That's all. We gotta love to learn how to read. Cause keep in mind, the more that we read, the more intense we gonna know shit and the more we ain't gonna want to read, and then eventually it's gonna be a mental switch to where you gonna want to read and you gonna be checking everybody who ain't reading right, who ain't trying to read all type of shit. So that's why I tell y'all, make sure you when you read that shit, stop at the first comma and reread that or first period, whichever one that it is, whichever appears first, and reread it again. So that way you comprehend what an assigner is or whatever the definitions or whatever may be.
This one's good right here. It talks about the representation and warranties in a trademark assignment. representation and warranties. The assigner owns the mark. The assigner guarantees the trademark is truly theirs to sell or transfer, period. The mark is free of all security interest. A security interest is interest in property given to the third party to ensure payment of a debt from the owner of the property. If the owner fails to pay, the third party can claim ownership over part of all the property. The assigner guarantees that there are no third parties that can claim ownership over the trademark due to previous agreements. Interesting. I'm getting this. Watch.
So you see that at the end of the
Set the
day,
price. Set the price. Name the price of the mark when it will be paid. That's the fee schedule right
I was
there.
just about to tell you that too. I was just about to
That's
say if you was looking, they was gonna tell you how it's applicable.
date and sign. Blah
Not
blah
only that,
blah.
they call it a mark too, right?
Exactly. Because when you set yourself up right, you can do service marks, copyrights, you can do whatever you want, and there's monetary values to this infringement. That's the difference. So when you comprehend that they're setting you up to where all you gotta do is set them up to where they've infringed upon your ownership.
Look at this is also what I wanted to show too is look at how they try to confuse people. They have you as an individual or the type of assignment is either individual or a corporate slash or a corporation slash organization. Now in law, those two mean basically the same thing.
Exactly.
See
All
how they
three of
confuse
them
people?
actually.
All three of them, yeah. So even though you're signing as an individual, it's still in law the same thing as a corporation or organization.
Hmm.
This is crazy. And this is what it would look like.
That's why I told you you have no name. You're basically a spirit that jumped into a meat sack like the things off Space Jam. You one of them. So you don't know what your true form look like. You just believe this meat sack is your true form.
It's your vessel.
Exactly. And if it's a vessel, that means you have to be some type of spirit that is inhabiting the vessel, controlling the vessel. So that means you have a trust with your body first.
Do you, or you keep going to the doctor and taking his word? You know.
Shit, most of them go to the doctor. I ain't been. I don't even remember the last time I've been to the doctor. I think I was in high school when I
Bro,
went to the
last time I
doctor.
went to the doctor when I got my car accident because I had to. But outside of that, it's been like since 2009. Last time I went to the doctor.
Mm, that's crazy. That's crazy. But I wouldn't even get trade. I wouldn't even get caught up in trademarking unless you trademarking your name and your trust and so on and so forth to where you setting yourself up like that. Because otherwise, just trying to trademark your name is gonna set you up to still be disappointed. Because yeah, it's trademark infringement, but that don't save you from being personally liable still.
No, yeah, I get you. I was just checking it out because I was going through what everybody was or what Vince was saying earlier. So then I'm on the website going through this trust, and then I went and clicked into it again to in a new window, and I was like, oh yeah, he said trademark. So let me go look at that real quick and just see what it is.
Yeah.
My thing is just like, correct me if I'm relatable. It's like before you can even when you flip open that Monopoly board, you get ready to play. You got to pick up your piece, or someone's gonna pick it up for you and then move it along the board. And then like
See,
once you
they
get your
don't
piece,
they
once
don't
you get,
move it around the board, but they're gonna put you on the board as well and hold you liable for every step that piece has took.
exactly.
That's it. So both of y'all on the board now instead of that piece, cause you ain't in control of it.
Yeah, once
That's
you're in
how.
control, you're taken off the board, but your piece remains on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That's the
like when you
problem.
trademark it, it's like no one else could use this piece but me.
It's like you put one of the
Yeah.
property. It's like you put one of the properties down on the board, one of the houses or hotels. That's what that's like.
Mm.
Because keep in mind, the house and the hotel is still a temporary home.
Yeah, because the home is the home, right?
Exactly.
Right.
So you see how it's monopoly all over again.
Right. You hear the word housing, and you don't hear the word homing.
And mind you, home is in the temple, just like church.
Mm.
So they show, like I said, so when you claiming that estate or however when you doing your trust and everything, it's like putting a home or a hotel on that property. So when you slow down everything I just said and take it out of monopoly terms, you put something on that property. Like how you say, oh my mama, I did this. You basically setting up your trust to be like, on my all caps name, I got this. But you declaring that on record through your trust. So if your trust is in that name, then on my name, I got this.
In trust.
Exactly. You putting it on something.
Wow.
You putting it on. So put that on something. I put that on my mama. Why not put it on your trust?
Ooh, and leave your mama alone.
Exactly. Why not put it on your trust? Now I know your word is your bond for real. That's the difference. Like I told people before, most people go to jail because they talk themselves into going to jail. If you go ask them for the record that shows what y'all talked about in the courtroom, 20 minutes after you walk out that courtroom, you're going to see nothing but everything you said on that motherfucking screen. And you're going to be like, damn. So what about when the judge said this part?
That don't
What
matter.
about, you feel me? And now you looking stupid as hell because you thought you could trust them when you didn't think, let me hire my own court recorder.
Man, just get you a microphone and go in there.
You feel me?
Some courts won't even allow that though.
No, it's because you didn't read that you're supposed to put them on notice that you're coming with one in advance. Otherwise, you're not coming at all. And if I ain't coming at all, here's my fee schedule in case y'all telling me I ain't got no choice.
Makes sense.
I know. Everything I do make dollars.
Man, that's the thing though. Like I go back to it. Like, man, you ain't gonna tell me that I can't record when y'all are. You guys are obviously recording it because I went and got my transcript, bro.
I'm gonna say where that man at with the ladder I just saw in the hallway. Can you have him come in here and take that big ass camera down from the ceiling right there? Ain't that camera active or no?
Right.
Okay. Can you take that camera down over there? Okay, tell that ask that officer, is he wearing a body camera? Okay, well, unless all them cameras is getting out of here, I don't see no reason why I can't record.
Exactly.
Now, when you say I'm in your house and I got to do things by your rules, that's the problem. See, I have a fee schedule if I come here. So you're in my I'm in your pocket. I'm not in your house. That's the difference between when you talk to the judge versus when you talking like from an office. You're in their pocket because the attorney or prosecutor is supposed to be having a checkbook in their pocket in case anything goes wrong. So in my mind, somebody better be having a healthy pen ready. Otherwise, I got one for them. I'm telling y'all, that's it, y'all. Most of y'all dealing with cases and it's like shit. Okay, who's the injured party? Who is the I know I got 20 kilos, but who got hurt? When I did the shipment and y'all caught me, who brain got splattered? Like what's going on? Oh, nobody was hurt. Okay. So are y'all just mad I wasn't finna give y'all a cut? Or are y'all just mad because I wasn't finna give y'all a cut? It's only the same, you feel me? That's
Mm-hmm.
it. That's all it is, y'all. Why y'all think they take it from you, they hit you with a penal code that leads to a monetary charge.
Pecuniary.
Exactly. So now you hit with a bond, which allows the sheriff or whoever to come get your ass, or you already got. So they just get made free money off your ass by just putting a bond from the last person they just captured They put that money they made off him, a fraction of that, on to get you when they created the bond. So they did fractional banking on your ass from the previous case.
Yeah, I just read that in my state's rate of attachment.
Exactly. So you tell me how a courthouse ain't a bank. When they showing you we gonna do fractional banking on your head, and then when this Edo come up in here, we gonna use fractional banking on his head. And then when Lord Dirk or somebody come in here, we definitely ain't gonna have to worry about fractional banking, but we gonna still do it. And then we gonna go get everybody from Chicago. That's exactly what they thinking, y'all. They looking at it like, how much can they claim that's abandoned as estates? They want your shit in a trust so it can be seized. Do y'all not realize a lot of these drug dealers, their shit gets taken because it's not in a trust, or it's in a trust, but it's not in an asset protected trust? That's the difference. You can have a trust and they still gonna your ass because they know what trust names or locations that's back in this trust that they can and can't fuck with. That's it. And when y'all learn USMOI, I ain't gonna say shit, but USMOI. When y'all figure it out and learn how to dance with that, it's like, hey, I better not take this off. Cause this like Batman in the hood. If they ever see who Batman really is, Batman can't come around here no more. So when you know what I'm telling y'all, you might want to keep USMOI on your ID or whatever you got going on if you get that. So whatever you think you changing your status to, you might want to keep it as that. And then if you change it to something else, you might want to change it to the other thing and make sure it's just as secure as the last thing you had. Because when you switch, they might be on your ass immediately because you thought you was safe being a Guatemalan and then trying to be a Canadian, or trying to be a former thinking you was a U.S. citizen and realizing you not, and now you want to claim umpteen other things, and then you get taught how to properly do it, and now you declaring to be the right shit, but they like, wait a minute, I thought you was all these other things.
Yeah, that's redundant. You can't do all that and then
Exactly. So it's like you can't claim to be a blood, then a GD, then turn around and redact being a blood, then try to be a Crip, then turn around and redact being a Crip, and go back to being a blood and say, I never was, I don't understand. Why can't I? Because you doing too much gang hopping, you serving too many masters.
that makes sense too.
At the same time, like I always go back to it, right? Like you can't claim to be a blood, Crip, GD, whatever, right? Because it's somebody in that crew that's gonna know you, or they ain't gonna know you if you ain't never been a part of that crew. You feel me? So it's like no one has personal knowledge. Like you go into these courtrooms, and you don't know any of these people. We're giving these people way too much credit, right?
And too much information. Y'all don't realize they taking your shit because of the address on file. They're taking your shit because of the name you presume to be according to the preceding contract that they're trying to deem you to, or because they know you ain't got nothing on file that's gonna make them respect you. This is like the high school. You either gonna check the bully, or the bully gonna take your lunch money too and tell you, I'm gonna be right back tomorrow, same time. And then you like, man, they've been doing this for years, and so what the fuck you gonna do? And in this case, when you stepping up to them, you ain't gotta be argumentative. You know you can beat up them because they your height or whatever. And that's what I had to learn because I'm short. And most of these officers and so on and so forth is short. So I let them know. Without that badge, my boy, you green. So, and I'm talking about just straight hands and elbows and knees. You green to me. Cause they trained you a certain way. Boy, I was taught the ill. So you better learn it's a difference. And when y'all show your paperwork works for you, they know, damn, we either want him to come in court and expose us on record, or he's going to demand us to do things in depositions under oath, or he's going to set us up to where he's compelling the court or compelling us in front of the court to produce the original documents. And if we're not able to produce the shit, we fucked. Because he figured out how to do motions and how to set a hearing for the matter, and that's all he needed to figure out to get their ass to present shit in court, or the judge need to dismiss this case or rule in my favor summary judgment, declaratory judgment. And if you don't want no chicken, file an injunction against harassment and tell them you just want the tow company to give you your shit back if they can't produce the original documentation that authorizes them and you and who you originally did the contract with to, y'all feel me? Y'all better get the juice. Come on now.
Who are you? And like, I don't know you.
You feel me? Who are you and how are you gonna get paid if they had to pay you? Because I got the fee schedule, I got the federal fee schedule, and I got my own fee schedule. So what Eddie Murphy say? Let's talk turkey. You feel me? Which one you want? You want the federal fee schedule that all federal agents and all employees, all public servants. You want the one that's federally enforced by the feds for all public servants. You want that fee schedule, or do you want the one that I created that includes that one that fucks you over even more? That's
Like,
gonna be that's notarized. That's gonna be notarized to my trust and protected. So when I file it on the record, since the notary's higher than the clerk of the court, certain things have to be admitted onto the record regardless. Go ahead, my fault.
no, you good. Like, I was thinking something. I was just trying to be clever, right? I want to run it by you, see what you think, right? You know how all of the statutes, they all come with like penalties, pecuniary charges, right?
Mm-hmm.
That ain't nothing but a fee schedule.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about.
Right? So like I was thinking about, like, I got my fee schedule. I want to redraft it so that it's the Nigel Patrick Anglin estate statutes. And if you violate any of these, I got it coded. Like, I'm gonna code my fee schedule and put it up on my website. Like, you can go look it up like you look up the codes and the statutes, because that's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
They set up their DBA and they came up with their own little codes and statutes. That's to me, that's just listed on their fee schedule. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Give me about a year and a half. I'm gonna have all of that set up.
It ain't even theirs. Where you think that everything derives from something? Where you think when you probably doing this right, you requesting silver minted coins or something of a different currency. You're not asking for what everybody else asking for when you really doing this the right way. But if I'm even doing that type of fee schedule and then they convert it into US dollars, where you think they got their fee schedule from? Exactly. They got it from the coin fee schedule. That's what I'm showing y'all. Everything from the Fed derived from the people. Everything from the state derived from the Fed. So it go to people, the Fed, the state. The people get tricked into being under the state. So they don't know if they should file a lawsuit or if they should send a letter to the IRS. We don't know nothing. Because we done got put in the wrong order mentally. We know when we read the Constitution, well, people don't read the Constitution, but we know when we read the Constitution, we are at the top. But when we close that motherfucking constitutional link, wherever you got it, it's like, hey, this is crazy. We're being held to a certain regard and they trying to opt us into being fiction. When you signing as a note, when you signing your documents and you got your all caps name in the document, the notary gonna say, hey, you can't sign, your witness can't sign if their all caps name is in the document. And you like, what you mean? They like, oh, they can't sign as a witness if they're in the document. I tell his ass every time, you talking about the all caps name right there? Hers? He like, yeah, that's not her. That's a corporation. That's a trust. That's not her. You see her signature that she just did? That's not the same name, is it? He said Michael Jordan. That's how she signed it. But in her format, she signed as Michael Jordan format. Y'all better get the lingo. She signed as Michael Jordan, not Michael B. Jordan. I know most of y'all who know Creed and most of y'all who know basketball gonna say, I get what he's saying. Because Michael B. Jordan could be B-E-E Jordan. So when I say she signed as Michael B. Jordan or Michael Jordan, she knew the difference. So when I'm telling y'all, y'all gotta know what y'all doing when y'all, whoever y'all listening to, if they ain't told y'all that, what's up, Blueberry? But if they ain't told y'all shit like this in this simple format in this amount of time, be aware because this shit ain't hard. And I can't, you feel me? I can't do nothing but put y'all on game. And y'all better make sure y'all thank Mr. Difficult because he ain't gotta have nobody really up here. He could be on his own little rant. You feel me? So make sure y'all go follow him if y'all ain't following this man's 82 of y'all. When he log out of his live, you need to see 82 followers.
For real though.
And shit, y'all ain't gotta follow me. If y'all do, go follow I am dot star. Don't follow this page. Cause I can't talk to you on this page. I can only go live. Y'all gonna be looking stupid trying to DM me. But y'all can view my story and everything that makes sense. But
They
like
done
I
kicked you
said,
up a couple of times though. Like they trying to silence you, bro.
yeah, you see, they making multiple copies of my page trying to make
Right.
people, you know what I'm saying? That's how you know it's people out here watching me because everybody talk about it, but who really do it? Because I turn this camera on. What Bernie Mac say? I pull my shit out this whole room and get dark. That's how I am. You feel
Okay.
me?
All right. Hold on. Slow down, bro.
Nah, I'm not. I ain't talking about what he talking about, but I'm talking about my paperwork now. Talk about my paperwork now. All these people talking about they want to see receipts. Quit playing. I
Right.
got people. I got people who text the dealership, and 3 days later they got checks coming back. So it ain't like, and then they getting more than one. So
And man, like my thing is like you got to keep that private, or you might just like, sink the whole ship too.
exactly. Well, the thing is, He ain't tell nobody what he did. Well, I'm lying. He told him what he. I put it like this. He told me on the live what he did. And
Mm-hmm.
when he said, "Oh," after we got off the phone, when I explained to him, "Are you a dead man or a living man?" and I gave him the whole play, he got off the phone with me. He texted the dealership. 3 days later, he received the expedited mail, something in the mail, and it was a whole check and a letter saying we apologize and X, Y, and Z. Mind you, it was just for a mechanical job with the dealership, and
Mm.
because of a new vehicle. So
Mm.
when he hit them with that, he knew then like, oh yeah, well let me turn around and get this rest of this money then, because I see this shit all a game. And now I ain't heard from Will in a long time because Will's somewhere chilling.
Right. That's why, like, to me, like, all you got to do is just, to me, look what I feel, and like, feel free to interject. Like, I just got to learn this, like, how to do it correctly, and then, like, I'm chilling, you know.
Even when you do it correctly, you ain't gonna be chilling because whatever island you own, they still can harass your ass because they want to see if you know what you got. You know, some people see you got guns and be like, "Ooh, I wonder if we could take that from him."
Calling the
That's
sheriff.
shiny. Exactly. So that's how they looking at your status. Ooh, I wonder if we can strip that from him because as an officer, if we try to do that, we gonna be marked and damn near killed as officers because we were trained to be following and pledging an oath, not to double back on the oath.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the difference, y'all. So realize these officers, we all took a. If you got a driver's license, you took an oath.
Yeah.
Realize that.
Yeah.
So everybody's took an oath. Now, have you did whatever you gotta do to get out of that? I don't know. Some people get.
You
Some
gotta say
people.
that again because people don't even realize what that damn application is. That is deep, bro. When you took that driver's license applicates, man, that's deep. You don't even know these are affidavits you're signing.
Exactly. And when they say, oh, when you say, where's the contract? They're gonna say, oh, here's your driver's license number. It's what state are you in? Okay, it's G5497. Okay, there's the contract. Oh, your driver's license is K5079, whatever it is. There goes your contract right there. That's all they gotta do is like how they send you reference numbers. Your driver's license number is a reference number to a contract. So all these sovereign people sovereign citizens talking about, oh, I don't have a contract with you. Where's your contract? Go get your driver's license. Go get your license plate. Go get your social security number. Go get your birth certificate. Go get your bills. All these things are contracts that they're offering to you, and you are acquiescing to them, or you are admitting yourself to paying them. And then when you want to stop paying them, they're like, what you doing? We had a whole agreement. And you like, well, I just learned everything's already paid for. They like, oh shit, now we about to foreclose on this motherfucker, shut down the account, everything. We gotta let them know if they alert the public about this shit, the least we could do is shut down the account. So when people ask them, so what they do about your account? Oh, they shut it down. Oh, see, we can't believe his ass. Duh. That's why they shut it down, because you can reopen that same account. Boy, that shit is a click of a fucking button. Y'all better realize. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry, bro. Sorry. Like I got a credit card from Capital One. It was a secured credit card, my brother. I put $200 on this credit card, and I said, "Look, I'm gonna send back this." I said, "I'm gonna send back this coupon at the end of the month." They closed that account so quick. They
Exactly.
ain't
And
do it
then
right.
that's when you had an IRS, or you can ask them certain questions and
Mm-hmm.
have them reopen the account. Because at the end of the day, you think they close that account to where the IRS can't ask them to show them everything about all them transactions. Otherwise, they gonna be paying them everything that the company's ever made. Shit, they gonna show the IRS that account so fast. So that should tell you that shit is a click of a button, just like you. When you go to the bank and you say, hey, I want to open an account. Okay, cool. You turn around and you walk out and you leave. They still have your records on file when you walk back in. I mean, when you walk back in there and say, hey, I want to close my account down. When you leave, your record is still on file. It's called an archive. Which means, yeah, it's gone out of the main server's system, but it's put in the back burner like an iCloud.
Still making a security interest.
Exactly. So when you're like, how is this credit building? How are all these credit card companies and all these credit buildings got 13-story ass buildings and shit? Cause you gave them your job check happy as fuck. And you didn't even set it up to where it's a restrictive endorsement. You set it up to where they can monetize off the check. They can duplicate the check and make it payable to them over and over and over again, and then transfer it to the next DBA company of theirs, and transfer it over and over and over again, and then sell it to the next DBA company. Mind you, when you look at your credit report, you like, why my shit just got shotgun blasted? Because you didn't call the DMV when you did the dealership transaction. Because I'm switching it now, y'all. You didn't call the DMV, or you didn't go to the DMV, in person, and requested your motor vehicle report, and then asked them for the lien holders list of DBAs. And when you see all the motherfucking names from your credit report, you come thank my motherfucking Cash App later. When you sue their ass and clean that fucking company out. Because that's how simple it is. And by the way, all you had to do was call the DMV from the beginning and say, hey, I want to pay the taxes on this fucking vehicle. And hey, I want to pay the registration for this vehicle. How much is that going to be? They're going to be like, shit, come off 4,000, 5,000, 8,000, 10 band. Damn, I was just about to pay that in a down payment to the dealership for the car in general and still make regular payments on this motherfucker, even after I sign it and read it and it says it's paid for. So instead of doing any of that, I'm gonna drop this 4,000, 5,000, 8,000 off at the DMV for the taxes and the registration. They gonna tell me come down and come get this plate. I'm gonna go to the dealership with this plate and have them put the plate on. And if they got any problems, they know who to go call. Now I'm gonna get up out of here. Everybody who know me, y'all know how to get in contact with me. But like I said, everything I do come with results. I don't get remedy. Remedy is just oh, he said something back to me. I get results, which means you either get chicken or you about to get hella chicken. But either way it go, we ain't missing. We shooting it ill for real. So make sure when y'all deal with these companies, you not going in there just to get the account back. You looking stupid doing that. You need at least 10x. If the car contract say 40, you need 250 to 500,000. And if you 1099 B they ass, put down $1 million or 2 million and watch how quick you become a fucking millionaire. Good night, y'all. I appreciate y'all too for letting me do my due diligence.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, man, love, brother. Y'all have a good night. I'm about to check out too, man, because shit, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning over here, y'all.
Oh shit, it's 2 over here.
I'm about to check out, man. I appreciate everybody coming on, man. Relatable for doing this thing. Moonchild, man. Always a pleasure, my brother. You feel
Yeah,
me?
good shit. Thank you very much, brother.
All day, man. I'm gonna check it out, man. I'm gonna go to sleep, man, because y'all could probably see it on my face.
Yeah, get some rest.
Yeah. Love.
Much love. God bless.
Yes, sir. You too, brother.